Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
I'm Claire.
This is Many a True Nerd, and welcome to Frostpunk. Frostpunk, which is a game about trying to save the world and failing and instead making children into your slaves, pretty much. That's just broadly how this goes. That's just how this game goes, pretty much. So yes, this one, in case you've forgotten, we actually covered this one a little while ago, back when they were only just letting it out to meet the public for the very first time. And at that point we said, ooh, this looks really promising. This could be really, really interesting indeed. And then there was a bit of time that passed, as time is wont to do. And then it came out. I believe it came out this last Tuesday. So this seemed like a good time to potentially dive straight back into it. And also, I'm just going to now move us over to the actual, like, game bit of the game. There we are. There should be some game over there. YouTube's telling me.
I need the thing.
Huh? There's a thing here.
Oh,
there's a thing right there. Let us know if, like, this buffer's, like, crazy, because YouTube's telling us for some reason the stream status isn't great right now, even though it should be just fine.
It did that last
time, so I don't know if this is just a new fun YouTube bug, because everyone loves new fun YouTube bugs. Claire, shuffle in, get close to the nice people. They're not going to bite. There you go. So we will shuffle in over there, and everything will be fine. But yes, this is Frostpunk. Let's dive straight in, shall we? I don't think it needs much more introduction than what we've just said. I will simply dive in and set up a new home, which is basically going to... Well, in all fairness, we don't get a huge amount of choice. The intro sequence is just, yes, things are sad. We fled from London and crossed the sea to reach the frozen north, because apparently when it's cold, what we decided to do was go further north. Not a spectacularly good idea, to my mind, but whatever. On our way, our convoy was hit by a blizzard and scattered. A handful of us managed to reach this site of the generator, only to find it frozen solid and abandoned. Why is no one here? Did any of our people survive the blizzard? Are there any others out there? Whatever we do, we should expect the worst. And we really bloody should. Now the world as we know it has crumbled. We have to survive, I say. And thus, we begin. And in case you missed it the first time round, or you've forgotten, or what have you, the way Frostpunk basically works is, there's this generator. So I'm just going to pause time for a second. Yes, we have to fight the cold. There's this generator thing. Our plan for basically, like, you know, not dying is to dig a big hole. So you see here, we're in a massive hole that, like, I don't know, someone dug out or something. This doesn't feel like a natural hole. It feels like a sort of hole someone dug at some point. And we put a massive generator in it. And the plan is, we get the generator working, and the generator produces heat. Because right now it's minus 20 degrees C. This is like the post-apocalypse, except the apocalypse is, like, cold. So what we need to do is warm everyone up, because there's a really cool little thermal temperature. Look at that! Isn't that cool? I love a thermal temperature. In fact, I love overlays in general, which is why I like city builders. Claire, data overlays are fun. Shut up.
They are. They're just very you.
Yeah. And there's all these little people, and we can check... Oh, your name's Benedict Fox. Good name. And there's Josephine Groston. And I'm sure we can actually... Can we rename these people? No, sadly we can't rename all these people, which is a shame. Because that would be confusing, because they do actually have, like, you know, children and spouses and stuff. So they're all just chilling out there and being extremely cold, all things considered, and just slightly wibbling side to side. So we need to get this generator on. The generator needs coal to function. It's going to be needing some coal. And we don't have... Well, actually, do we have any coal right now? Hang on, out of that. No, we've got 0 coal. Luckily, to start us off, the game's going to have generated some coal lying around somewhere. The way we basically do things is, yeah, right now we've got 80 homeless people. I'm not sure if they're all adults. Hang on, how many have I actually got here? Yeah, I've got 80 homeless people, of which I've got 50 workers, so basically able-bodied adults, 15 engineers who can just do any job, but, you know, they also, there's some special things only they can do. Yes? Yes?
Sorry. You may recognize this as the, oh wow, someone donated a ridiculous amount of money noise. So I'm going to kick us off by saying thank you to the Creator Productions who gave us $100.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, and say, hi John, hi Claire, and YouTube keeps trying to autocorrect John to mom, and that's weird.
That is weird.
That is weird. I'm at work, so I will watch it next week as per usual. Also, my robots have been in a war against the Federation of Spiritualists, and they're on either side of my empire, so that is fun.
Boo, Spiritualists are the best. They get so much unity. In fact, they get too much unity, because after a while, unity stops being so useful. In fact, can I actually check? I just want to quickly check the...
I think it's hilarious for you to say that, given how wedded you are to Unity, like, any time that you can get it in the current playthrough.
Mm-hmm. Why can I not? Hang on, where's that? I want to just quickly check the... Good, yeah, the stream's now saying it's fine again. Good, I just wanted to double check the stream was actually saying it was fine.
Yeah, a few people have been saying it was buffering a tiny
It was buttering?
Freudian slip right there.
How is that a what? I don't even want to know. We just got a terrifying...
I'm French and I like butter. I don't know.
We just got a terrifying look into Claire... Past the butter. We just got a terrifying look into Claire's psyche there. That she considers butter a Freudian slip. Terrifying. Truly terrifying look. Anyway, we need coal. And what we've got is, yeah, we've got 80 people that are chilling out inside our little kind of... Well, this isn't really a city, it's a generator. We've got 50 workers, 15 engineers that can do anything, but also there's some things only engineers can do, like, you know, clever stuff, like working in a workshop, I think, is only engineers. And then we've got 15 children, who right now aren't allowed to work. We'll get to them. And the way we do is we find stuff we want them to do, and we click on the thing, and we basically assign people to it. So there's some wooden crates out here, which I can get people to basically go over and crawl over to. So the first thing I need to do is find the nearest coal. There's 500 coal just sitting out over here, so I'm just going to basically say, okay, the coal can be worked by up to 15 people, deploy people towards that coal. So I've deployed all 15 people, 35 people remaining right there. There's some more coal here. In fact, coal is pretty much the priority right now. So I'm basically just going to say coal, 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 and I've got 5 remaining, and also I'm going to just put 5 of my engineers on the coal as well. So people are immediately going to start gathering this here coal. So those people, and it's really cute, by the way, I like this game. You can't actually like zoom in super close, but you can just kind of, you know, just watch them literally just kind of dredge their way through the snow. It's all kind of a very grim, depressing game. The whole thing's incredibly grim and depressing, how kind of people just kind of very slowly push their way through the snow. These people are also going to be needing some places to live, so we've actually got to basically give them, yeah, because right now 8 people are homeless. Now, homeless people are okay as long as we can get the generator on, and we're getting, well, technically, we've started getting coal in immediately, it's just started coming in, so we can probably just whack up the generator immediately. So I've therefore spent 6 coal to turn the generator onto this level. You'll see some heat starts coming out right there, and as a result, if we go over to thermal cam, as soon as the generator finishes warming up, and it's warming up right now, it's going to do a really... There's going to be a great big sploosh of heat. There's going to be the heat sploosh. I like the heat sploosh. And there's the heat sploosh.
You need to stop saying the word sploosh. It's
I like the word sploosh.
I'm aware.
More terrifying looks into our psyches here. So now these people are now toasty enough. So even if people have to sleep rough because there's not enough housing for them yet, they can sleep by the generator. Now the generator, hang on, consumption is... Yeah, right now what we're doing is, yeah, the generator requires 144 coal a day to keep going. At the current rate of gathering, we're gaining 166 a day. So we are stockpiling coal. So we're okay for the time being. Everything's fine. So we've got plenty of that coming in. We start off with a bit of wood already, and probably therefore what we want with the wood is we want to just throw up some basic tents. That's all the housing we're allowed to actually have right now, because until we actually do some more research, there's no more. So I'm just going to basically immediately slap down 3 sets of tents. That's going to burn all of our wood. So we also need to be gathering some wood. So isn't it bloody convenient there's some wood right here that I'll get 10 engineers gathering?
Oh my god.
And I also... Yes, Glad.
Shout out to the Creator Productions who gave us $50 and said, oh crap, I'm on my wrong account, it's Mega Raptor. No, his secret identity is blown.
Oh, thank you very much,
Cheers,
Mega
mate.
Raptor. Excellent. Okay, so we've got some people gathering wood, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take 5 of these engineers off the gathering of wood. Now the reason for that is because I need some people to actually build the houses in question. So this house is now being built, and some people need to actually build it. So that's what I actually need the engineers for. So a whole bunch of... Actually, it looks like I've got a few spare engineers who are actually already doing that. Yeah, I've got 5 engineers available right now, and I've got 5 engineers working on this. But it looks like I've got enough people building some tents for the time being. So hopefully, I think actually it's because they're determined to finish building what they're already planning to build. But basically, they've got a build queue going on. So, there we go. Now that the first building has been built, now the ones that I assigned over here are instead going over here. Fine. In fact, I think workers can't build buildings. I think engineers build buildings. So you've got to be careful with your engineers because, you know, they're rare and valuable. In fact, actually, we've got so much flipping, we've got so many flipping people gathering coal right now. I'm actually going to disable all of that coal gathering up here, and instead I'm going to actually have, my workers moved over to this wood pile over here. So these wood crates are going to be gathered at a rate of 6 per hour, which is just lovely. So we've got tons of coal for the time being, we've got wood coming in, and my engineers are starting to build. So I'm going to quickly just familiarise myself with what resources are everywhere. Claire, over to you.
Yeah, so I've got a whole lot of messages from Super Chat, but I also just asked the chat if there's anything you're doing wrong that I should point out.
Probably.
Sometimes YouTubers says you don't need to sweat the building too much. NPCs will build in their free time regardless.
Yeah.
Justine says you might want to get a hunter's hut up before 6 PM so that it can go out tonight. That's
not a bad idea. Yeah. If I've got the wood for it, I imagine. Actually, you start off with 100 raw food, so I'd probably prioritise getting down a cookhouse if I can get the wood for it. But I desperately need to actually get some more wood in first. I could actually, if I cancel this, do I get the? Yeah, I get the wood refunded. So you can actually cancel something for a full refund, which is nice. So I might try and get either the hunter's hut or the cookhouse down today if I can. Yes.
Gathering posts also would be a good idea. That's from another John in the chat.
What do the gathering posts do again? I've actually forgotten what the gathering posts do. I remember they just said this is where people people working here gather resources from nearby coal piles, wood credits, and steel wreckage. But like, given I can manually do that, and you start off with an amount of stockpile, like, does that just increase the stockpile cap? I can't remember what that one does.
Right, so he says 2 things. Tell him to build gathering posts and don't let his workers forage in the cold. And that, I'm assuming
he means extreme cold, because -20 is not so bad.
Yeah, guys, if you give us advice in the comments as to what, in the chat as to what John should do, maybe tell us why, because just the word gathering posts in all caps.
Yeah, or try and be as specific as possible. It's
let
useful.
Us know,
especially because of latency, we can't always know what we're referring to. So yeah, we've got 10 bajillion bits of frozen wood here. So sawmill is fine. We've got a big pile of coal deposit over here. And also, I know when it's going to get really cold. So on about day 4, the temperature's going to drop like crazy. So I've got to be careful of that. And there's a massive iron ore deposit over here. So once we get properly set up, we've got ourselves, we've got some good deposits floating around.
Okay, well, a couple of people point out that last time your town ended up starving because you delayed the hunter's hut too long.
Yeah.
So you might want to.
That sounds like the thing that could have happened.
Keegan says the hunter's hut works at night and the cookhouse works during the day, so it's more urgent to do the hunter's hut.
Makes sense,
first.
Sure.
A couple of people are saying there's no point explaining, just do it. Well, you see, the thing with John is he is stubborn. And,
I want to know reasons,
if you don't tell him why to change his mind, he is not going to change his mind.
I'm getting that hunter's hut down anyway, because I do remember that was important last time. So I've just cancelled 2 sets of tents for the time being, just for the sake of getting that. So my engineers should hopefully move over to that right now, because my engineers shouldn't actually have anything else to do. So who's actually working on that? Yeah, a giant pile of engineers I think are currently walking over there. So this should be built momentarily as soon as I think all these guys get over here, because I think they're walking from over here where they were over to this building right now. So yeah, this building is being thrown up. The hunter's hut will be ready to go before 6 PM.
Oh, good, good, good. Shout out to Chris Fisher, who gave us $20. If you want to give a message for me to read out to John, you can reply in the chat. And also shout out to Zycoria, who gave us $25.
Hi, Zycoria.
and said, heart your face.
Oh, I always like that message. It cheers me up.
I do like it too. Have you heard about the latest dad simulator? It's called Dad of War. Wait, that's not right. God of War. Looking pretty good.
I have heard it has generated many a meme online. So, honestly, I think we have requested review code for it. So we might make a video. We're not sure. We were a little bit late requesting review code. So we didn't get one, actually, ahead of the launch. But hopefully, you might well see a one-off. I'm not planning to do a series because I've never played any of them before. So it's not like a series I'm personally wedded to. But it's possible. It is possible there might be more of that sort of thing, yes.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes YouTubers says the Hunter's Hut can be built away from the generator. They don't need heat to be effective.
Well, I've already got it partly underway now, so I'm just going to let it be where it is. I mean, we're not min-maxing here. I think it's fine.
Yeah, and also Heartbeat City says make roads to avoid frostbite.
Make roads. Actually, there's not much. I don't think there's necessarily much point like making roads out to small temporary deposits, because like these deposits are being drained at 18 an hour, and there's only 300. Like in like how long is that going to take? That's going to take 10 hours. In like a day or two, that's going to be gone. So like it strikes me as a real waste to bother building a road out to that. Like once we get out to coal deposits and iron ore deposits, or we build a steel or a sawmill out here, yeah, absolutely I'll build a road. But it strikes me as really wasteful to build a road just out to deposits, because they really don't last that long. Oh my goodness, Claire just used a TV remote control first time correctly.
Okay, that's the second time I've done that. I did that last week too.
I know, anyway, you're getting good.
Okay.
It's really exciting.
Right, well, people who haven't been here before are going to get all confused. Anyway, okay. Right. Sorry. Anthony and also Justine both say, I strongly advise building research thingy yesterday. Research is key in this game. It needs to happen as soon as possible. And Justine says,
yeah, research is good. I need a tiny bit of... You
always love research in every
I do have starting steel already. I'm just going to basically... I'm going to just let myself get up to the right level of wood. I think I should get up to wood. Oh no, we're into free time. That's fine. I'll let them build this thing in the free time. Yeah, they keep building in free time, I remember that, but we are done with we're actually done with work for the day. So I'll get the tech lab down first thing tomorrow. Hang on, am I no employees available workers wise? Oh, was I too slow on the... Hang on, you up there. Let's get you down. Engineers, no engineers, and no workers over there either. You max this out with... How many do I have available? I've only got 5 available right now. Hang on. I need to come up with some more workers over here. Where are my workers right now? Are you guys working on... There's 15 over there. I'm going to lower that down to 5 because we've got plenty of coal coming in. Instead, I'm going to get you up to maximum. There we go. Oh, that's new. Now, if you... I swear that wasn't in the version I played before. Yeah, if you hover over none or max, it actually shows you where people are working, which is kind of cool. So we've got ourselves, yeah, 5 workers up there, and then we've got ourselves 15 there, 15 there, and 15 here. So this thing is running at this exact moment in time. So I'm really hoping they're going to set off. Yeah, they're preparing for a hunt. Good. So a whole bunch of people are preparing for a hunt here. So I'm hoping they will actually set off overnight and go and do that today. I haven't been a bit too slow to actually assign workers there. So they will set out to bring in raw food. And I believe that's a rough figure. Like, it's roughly 15 a day. It's not guaranteed at all. So, do I have enough wood to... No, I don't have enough wood for the cookhouse. So the cookhouse is going to have to come down tomorrow. That'll be fine. Let's look at the laws, by the way, because we need to get our first law down. Because laws, basically, you set a law and then there's cooldown. So what I'm going to do is probably try and make the children do something. So I can either say children can do safe jobs, or I can say children get special shelters. So they won't cause any mischief, and there's a special child shelter building, which causes more hope, and there's a permanent hope bonus, but I actually have to build a child shelter. Or I say children have to do safe jobs. Because, you know, there's not enough hands to go around and we're literally all cocking dying. Alternatively, food added... Yeah, I quite like soup. Some soup, which causes hope to fall slightly, giving everyone soup instead of full meals. So, feeds more people with the same amount of raw food. Yes.
Soup give you despair?
Well, compared to eating like a proper hearty, meaty meal, yes.
Well, I mean, soup's hearty.
I don't think this soup is hearty. I think this is like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory watery cabbage soup. I find soup a good starting point, so I'm going to give people some soup as a starting point. So that strikes me as a good starting point. And hope just went down slightly because of a controversial law. Like, everyone has to eat soup, which is the law now. Soup laws. Yes, Claire?
Yes, sorry. A couple of people are reacting to which laws we choose. Eric says to tell you that emergency shifts is super useful.
It is, once we've actually got jobs for people to do. Yeah, I really like emergency shifts.
Yeah. Anthony says don't pass laws yet. But
Tough.
Also not wise. Anyway, shout out to Grey Morality, who gave us $5 and said you should start late next time so have more time to start a panic. Well, sorry about that.
And the hunters are indeed heading off, so we are getting some rations in right now. Hopefully people don't, like, you know, die from food poisoning. I'm not sure if they try and eat raw food if there's no other food available, or if they hold off. I can't remember. And we do remember have, one steam core, which is basically just a magic upgrade machine. So we will need that for building certain buildings at some point, but we need to research them first. So yeah, I'd say my priority for tomorrow is probably going to be cookhouse, tech lab, and general gathering. Together with, if we can, getting some more houses down, because a little bit of homelessness is not the worst thing in the world. At some point the game will start getting fussy, but we should be mostly okay.
FYI, everybody in the chat wants you to go for the child labour.
Yeah, I agree. Child labour is very useful.
Sometimes YouTuber says it's a double-edged sword. It's useful really only at the early game. Later on, you'll have enough population that putting kids in shelters is more effective.
Yeah.
And
well, I think
the rest of it is mostly about Tabby and my being a psionic.
Fair enough. I mean, it looks like that was a lie, propaganda. It looks like mostly like by the time within the working day tomorrow we'll be ready to actually pass another law, and then we can get the children working and they can do some basic wood gathering or whatever.
Good. Eric says they'll eat raw food, and you have a day or two before that's a problem. The raw food thing. Yeah,
that should be fine. So the game is flagging illness and healthcare. That's fine. We can just, that's not health, that wasn't health or whatever at all. Yeah, it's fine. Go away, tutorials. Yeah, it's fine. I think as long as we get it done within the next day or two, we should be okay. Though we do actually have one person gravely sick already. Victoria Roberts has a very low risk of getting ill, but has got ill anyway because she works in the coal pit, which is very, very cold, and she doesn't have a house right now. I mean, I feel like we should maybe, give her one of the spots in the tent, but she doesn't. And on the plus side, she's alone in the world. So if she dies, no one actually is going to miss her. So that's fine. Her biggest concern right now is how she's sick. It's fair enough, quite frankly. Fair enough. Claire.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Callum, who gave us £5 and said, hey, I'm not sure how long I'll be able to stick around for, but I begin with good intentions. And shout out to Mike also, who gave us $2 and said, keep it up, John, and enjoy some of the worst dollars.
Oh, they're still decent dollars.
And finally, an interesting question from John Marston, who gave us €5 and said, hi, John, if John, Claire, Tabby, Thomas and Matt were a D&D party, what would their classes be? And any chance of a D&D video?
Oh, would you believe? Would you believe? Not quite a D&D video, but coming up next week there will be a tabletop RPG featuring the answer to precisely those questions.
Well, that's not true because it doesn't include Thomas and Matt.
That's true. Thomas can just be a jester in my court. It will be fine.
Alright.
And Matt is obviously just like the town drunk.
Okay.
It's very
I'm not
important.
sure you actually know what D&D classes are, but whatever.
Fine. Thomas is the minstrel. He's a minstrel. And Matt can be a goblin tinkerer.
Is that a euphemism?
No. It's definitely not as bad as the butter thing.
I'm sorry, but I think goblin tinkerer sounds wrong.
I think that's a thing in World of Warcraft.
Alright. Okay. Well.
Mm-hmm.
Josh wants to know, is the Fallout 3 video coming out today or next week?
Next week. I put it back another week. But no, this time I've recorded all of the footage. I just need to put it all together. Yeah, all of the Mass Effect footage, all of the New Vegas footage, all of the Skyrim footage, all of the Pac-Man footage, all of the Mousetrap on the Commodore CBBC Basic footage that I require, all of the footage for Red Dead Redemption, all of the footage I need for the Fallout 3 video is now recorded, except for the Fallout 3 footage.
Well,
most of that's done too.
I mean, at least you stopped writing more of it.
And I have. I've locked down the actual. I've locked down the actual kind of the notes and the script and whatever. So I now know what arguments I'm making when and stuff. And I think free time's almost over because the people do seem to be returning to work at this point. So I'm assuming. Hang on. What time does free time end? People on normal work shifts. Yeah, come on. Come on, get back to work, you lazy bastards. I need to reassign you, because I feel like it should not be... Is it 8 o'clock? Do they move into official work time? The answer is... Yeah, work time. Right. I need more wood. Wood is quite important right now. So I'm going to move some people... Just because, hang on, let's check the coal situation. Yeah, the coal situation, we're currently in surplus. So if I want to... Let's have a look-see at this. Right now we got 5 people over there. We got 5 people hunting. Yeah, I'm going to pull these people off coal. And I'm going to put another group of people. That's steel wreckage. That's some wooden crates. I've got 5 workers available right now. And until I've got enough wood to actually do anything with, I'm going to put my engineers, or at least some of my engineers, on that as well. So we're actually at... yeah, double wood coming in right now. So wood should be coming in pretty quickly at this point. And yeah, my priorities are tech lab and cooking station. We want to get them down as soon as possible, absolutely. So while we just get some of those resources. And Claire, over to you.
Yeah, Keegan in chat says you should really get those engineers to work.
The engineers are working.
Now.
Apart from 5 who I'm going to leave off work so that they can be working on this important stuff. And we do have just enough right now to get the actual, the first tech lab down immediately. So I'm going to get the tech lab down right next door to the hunter-gatherer place. That will probably take a little bit of time to. I think, if I recall correctly, that one's like longer to build. So I've got like some people working on that, but because there's only 5 of them, yeah, it's going to take... it's going to take them 3 hours to build that. So by the time they're done with that, there should be enough wood to immediately start working on the cookhouse. And then we'll have cookhouse and tech lab down immediately. But I think I need to assign engineers to the workshop permanently for it to actually research. But it's almost certainly got to be worth it. And some people are starting to get sick as well. And they are continuing to work. So at some point we'll need to do something with that. Health is... I can get a medical post down with 5 beds for 25 wood. That can't be my priority right now. I need to stabilise the basic stuff first. So, cookhouse as well. So, we've got the useful stuff on this side of town and the housing on this side of town. So, the cookhouse we're just waiting for engineers. We've got plenty of wood coming in. I potentially... the hunters are back, by the way. We'll see how much they've brought. Actually... That's up to 115. Did we already automatically get the raw food the moment the hunt was technically complete? I don't know. Claire, over to you while we're waiting for all of this stuff to be built.
Yeah, shout out to Ice Lord Cryo, who
good name.
Us, $10 exactly, and says, all caps, I am the Lord of Ice, my domain is... My domain, they probably know how to pronounce my domain.
They probably do.
My domain is eternal and my ice is unstoppable.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, and also shout out to this adorable pair of super chats from Thomas Risher, who gave us 2 Brazilian reais and said, hello everyone, is this game out yet? It's awesome! And like 10 minutes and 2 more Brazilian reais later, I just bought Frostpunk for about £10.
A damn straight. We've actually, this is the first time we've seen the full tech tree, because the version I played, the tech tree only went up to tier 2, and the rest was all, I think, blurred out, so we couldn't even see it. This is the first time I've ever seen the actual full tech tree, which is really cool. So, what have we got going on here? Yeah, we've got all sorts of sexy stuff. The beacon is sending scouts to search for goods and survivors and bring them to our city. I don't feel like that's the priority, to be honest. What's the most important thing for me? Hunter's gear strikes me as not a bad idea. So hunters return with more raw food from each hunt. That's probably not a bad starting point, to be honest. Though actually, steam hubs. Yeah, steam hubs, so small heat zones around them. And I believe they require 1 steam core to produce. So when powered by a generator, these contraptions create additional smaller heat zones around them. Each active steam hub consumes 3 coal per hour. So I could do a small steam hub with that. Or alternatively, heaters. Allows us to use heaters to heat workplaces during working hours. Doesn't strike me as a project yet because we don't have enough workplaces. But I can see how that would be useful as time goes by. Faster gathering strikes me as not a bad thing to have immediately. So I'm going to get faster gathering underway. This place is fully stocked with 5 engineers, so luckily it only requires 5, and as a result the cookhouse is probably going to be... Actually, I think I might be out of engineers. Do I actually have any engineers at the moment? I think right now all my engineers are... Yeah, my engineers are too busy being assigned, so I'm going to bring 5 engineers off gathering to have them on building instead, so they need to come over here and construct that. Which is going to slow down wood coming in, but I think it should probably still just about work out, probably. And people are gathering as well. And yeah, there's the technology. That's now down there, so we can see how fast we're gathering technology. And momentarily we can get ourselves a new law in, at which point I'll probably set up child labour. I can't remember what safe... Actually, chat, remind me, what are technically our safe jobs versus not safe jobs? Like, is building a safe job? Can I leave my children to get on with building the tents? Because putting up a tent seems pretty safe to me. But, like, you know, building a tech lab probably isn't. So, I'm not sure what the difference is. While waiting for that, Claire, to you.
Yeah, Keegan in chat says you should look at insulation levels. Both the hunters' huts and the research labs can be on the outer circle.
Yeah.
And you want the warmer areas for tents so that fewer people get sick. Anthony says a beacon is not 100% priority, but it should be one of the first things you research. Scouts are super useful for pretty much everything.
Yeah, they just kind of assume just bring back a bunch of stuff. It's one of the things I didn't do last time I played it so much. I kind of didn't do so much of that. So, like, I mean, like, is a scouts, like, more important than starting to try and get towards, like, you know, ongoing sustainable... wood, for example, like, you know, like typically my instinct would be, okay, I want to try and get to at least 1 sawmill and 1 coal plant relatively quickly. But I'm guessing, like, getting things like the scouts out, people are going to say that's more important. But again, I'd be interested in the view. Did the chat have views, by the way, on what was the question I asked them? Oh, children. What can children do? Okay, what is a safe job?
Cooking for sure, says
cooking.
Sci-Fi
Yeah, okay, yeah, lovely.
Sometimes YouTuber says cooking in the kitchens and running hot houses to grow food.
Hot houses, yeah. Which I do, I liked having multiple hot houses, so I might try and maybe rush for that. I might try and find that in the tech tree once faster gathering's done. Because faster gathering strikes me as a good first upgrade.
Sorry, Anthony says building is not a job and don't bother with thinking about it or leaving people for it. It will happen after the work shifts anyway.
Fair enough. Right, yeah, I'm getting child labour safe jobs underway. Even though that's going to hurt Hope a little bit, it's fine.
Yeah, but you won't need it for a super long time, will you?
Yeah, it'll be okay. So we got that underway, and it's going to be another 18-hour cooldown before we can get the Book of Laws. And yeah, bear in mind, I need to... Ideally, I need a stockpile of coal ready for day 4. Because when we hit day 4, the temperature's dropping for 2 days. At that point, gathering is going to start being dangerous. So, perfect world, I need people to be in a situation where they don't get sent out to gather on, like, basically for most of day 4 and day 5. Because otherwise sickness is going to be crazy. Kids should be learning not working. Well, there's no school, so we're just going to have to make do. Alright, if the choice is sitting around on their ass doing nothing, or, like, you know, helping in the cookhouse, they're helping in the cookhouse. Alright, Maureen, shut up. Right, while we're waiting for the cookhouse to be done, speaking of which, Claire, to you.
Yeah, sorry, some of those super chats are really great.
Excellent.
Are coming in later. Okay, shout out to Hair Horn Player, what a good name, who gave us $5 and said, I haven't been able to catch a stream in a while because life, but it's good to be back. Here's some appreciation for what both of you do. Thank you very, very much indeed.
You carry on. I'm going to try and just acclimatise myself to what's where in the technology tree for a minute.
Shout out to Nathaniel, who gave us $5 and said, I told a friend John's C++ pun from Fallout 3, kill everything.
Happy days.
And I wanted to tell him of the look of utter betrayal and disgust my friend gave me. And shout out again to Megaraptor, who gave us another $20. And said, I'm sorry about that, back on my account for watching, but I've got to go back to work. John, please don't let children starve like a certain villain wants.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. We've got the cooking house done. We're going to make food. It's great.
Okay, good.
Oh, speaking of which, we should probably say the cooking house only produces soup. Yeah, soup! Yay, soup. That produces, 5 rations from 2 food as opposed to 4 rations from 2 food. So we should start converting raw food into rations pretty darn fast here. And we have got, for the moment at least, we've got plenty of raw food in. Children are going to work. They're going to learn how to cook. It's all going to be fine.
Okay, and also shout out again to Megaraptor, who gave us another $25.
Hello, Megaraptor.
And said, you guys are awesome, by the way. I've got to go back to work and good luck. So thank you so much. But we've also got Anna coming in just after this, who gave us $10 and said, I'm adding in $10 so as to make a nice gradient in the super chat timers above the chat. You know, they have nice colors and stuff, so it's gone now, but it was cute.
Excellent. I need to remember.
I very much appreciate that.
I need to remember, if I want to unlock the next tier of research, it's not just actually having the prerequisite. You need to spend 50 wood to unlock a prerequisite in a particular branch. And actually, chat, jumping to the top of your heads, is that, if I do that once, is that all the tier 1 stuff, or is that per technology tree page? Does that need to be done? Is it 200 wood total to unlock tier 1 on all of these? I can't remember.
Okay, by the way, you know how earlier you said there wasn't school for the children?
Yes.
Anthony says there would be school, John, if you didn't put them to work.
Yeah, well, no, I need to build a school as well, I assume. I assume there's a school building.
Well, I don't know if people build, like, in the background without being specifically assigned.
Infirmary, hothouse. Actually, yeah, getting the hothouse up and running strikes me as pretty important, so I might actually get that one next. I might save up some wood and try and get this done, and then the hothouse done, because if I can get the hothouses built, ready for day 4, then we can actually have food coming in without having to send people out to scavenge. So I might actually rush to a hothouse and a bunkhouse, in food, health and shelter, because I can't think of things I look at and think, yeah, I desperately want more stuff than that. As I know there's a 2-day cold snap coming in, my plan right now is to, basically go into food and shelter, get the hothouses and get the bunkhouses down.
Yeah, and confirmation from Drew, from a sometimes YouTuber, and from Anthony, and also from Dragon Aided, who all say that if you unlock the tier, it goes to everything. So 50 wood unlocks all research.
Ah, lovely. Good. That's useful to know.
Sometimes YouTuber says some long-term advice. Exploring will come across a city named after a scientist. Do not ignore it. Go in, and there will be robots, and they are very useful.
This sounds like a trap. This sounds like the biggest trap.
This sounds like really optimistic advice, like we're gonna survive long enough to find that city, but sure, why not?
That's right. That's what these people are thinking of right now. This is what Thomas Dean is thinking about. He's just sitting there thinking, man, I can't wait for the robots to come and give me foot massages. That's gonna be great when that happens.
Yeah. Anyway. Shout out to Tyler, who gave us $5 and said, so I just got here, what is this game about? A lot of people have informed him in chat that this game is in fact about child labour.
Pretty much, yes. Now someone's just yelled an exclamation point at me.
No!
People from our convoy family torn apart. Sir, a woman came forward after we built the workshop. She said her husband and daughter didn't reach the city with the main group. She's sure they're still out there. She wants to join the first scout team we'll send out. She urges you to hurry. We'll do what we can. Is that actually going to be a little submission at this point? Yes. So right now, one of my main missions is, in fact, build a beacon and rescue survivors of the Lost Expedition. And I think if you do those missions, hope ticks up. Main objective fulfilled. and lack of shelter. So you can keep hope ticking up by doing missions, and hope also ticks down if you make, you know, laws that are effective but sometimes slightly dubious. I've got 5 spare engineers at the moment who aren't actually doing anything for the time being, so I should probably just basically get them straight back on wood gathering duties. So let's actually get more of them there. And the children are not allowed to... Are the children allowed to? Yes, the children are allowed to gather. Gathering is deemed safe. So I can send the children out to gathering, but that strikes me as potentially making them sick. So probably not a brilliant idea.
Did you ever build those, like, gathering huts or whatever? Because those were supposed to, like, let people do gathering or things like that without getting sick. That's why they were shouting at you to build them.
Oh, is that what the gathering hut does? Because it really doesn't say particularly well. It just says people working here gather resources, but they kind of do anyway.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I told you that the chat said that's what it does.
Yeah. Okay. Can I build roads yet, by the way? Roads allowable. Hang on. Do roads show up?
People also have been shouting at you to build roads in the chat, and I have told you it.
I'm trying to remember how you build roads.
Hey chat, how do we build roads?
Where's the road option? Because I can't remember how you build roads in this game. And if I need roads, then I assume, yeah, the building. If the building is heated, like I assume, because it says here that yeah, base heating level 1, base heating level 1. Fine. So I could put a gathering host, presumably slightly further out. But I'm not 100% sure about if that can be further out. Like, can that be away from the heater for the time being? Ooh, I hope so. Yeah, I can't remember how you build bloody roads. Is that the... build street. I see it down there. Right, so I can build a street. Right, so what does that actually require? What do roads require? Right, let's get this out here. Let's just get a nice street out to here. Building the street to here. And then we'll build a street round to here. There we go. And now there's just a street that goes out there. Lovely. I can't remember what that requires. I assume that's using up like wood or something. I feel like that. Okay, someone explain streets to me because I can't remember exactly how streets go.
What I love is that I currently have people in the chat going like, John, build roads, and people going, don't let John build roads. Oh my god. So yeah.
I assume that uses... I mean, it looks like the road is made of wood, so I'm assuming the road is, like, that uses up a wood to build a road. But I'm not actually 100% sure. And someone is also yelling at me.
Okay,
hello.
So Roderick says you build roads in a single direction or in a circle.
Yeah, I know you build them circularly outwards. I just can't remember what the what resources used to construct them. And people are falling ill from sleeping outside in the terrible cold. I can provide shelter for 30 people, or I can provide shelter for 60 people. I will provide some shelter. I'm not going to commit to providing all the shelter in 2 days. I will promise that I will build some shelter. In fact, I should be able to do that pretty soon. But I'd rather not, like, throw down too many more of the tents, just because the bunkhouses are coming in the not distant future, so I'd rather not waste the wood.
Justine wants to know what exactly does John need explained about how roads work. They're roads.
What do they cost? Do they cost me a wood? That's the question.
Streets use wood and don't build them around every house.
Yeah,
says,
fine.
Panstein.
Did anyone ever answer the question, can the gathering outpost be outside of the warm area? Can that just be, like, out here in the cold? Does that matter?
I think someone said something earlier about how you could have that on an outer circle, but we'll let them confirm.
Yeah, confirm that, because I will build the gathering post now in the free time, if that's allowed.
Daniel says 1 wood per section.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed. Fine.
Yeah, sorry, there's a bunch of jokes about you being bad at building roads because of, you know...
Good old city skylines.
And freeways.
And everything, pretty much.
Sometime YouTuber says, streets use wood, they allow passive movement of heat from the generator, so when moving to outer resources, they won't risk frostbite by using the streets. Stephen gave us $5 and said roads cost 1 wood per unit. It's in the center of the screen when building them, you numpty.
Is it? Build street, building in the center of the screen.
I don't know, maybe...
No, you're lying! You're lying to me! That's a lie!
Maybe it needs to be connected to the network for that to appear.
That's definitely like... Also, the game's implying, like... I assume green means there's already a street down there, but I definitely haven't built streets here. So, I kind of assume... I mean, what does the green mean? Because, like, I agree, I've built some streets here, but I didn't build anything over here, so I'm not quite sure what those streets actually, like, are. So...
Okay, Pence says, yes, gathering huts can be outside. Yes.
Oh, God, Claire's struggling.
Sorry, yes, gathering huts can be outside.
Officially outside!
They will use heaters when you unlock them. John, do you see how the gathering post says base heating level 1? It comes with a bit of heating built in, so you can put it on its own. Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think that's enough because the tents have only base heating level 1, and people don't like it when the tents aren't by the generator, and they've got base heating 1, so I'm not sure that's right.
Yeah, but they don't sleep in the gathering post, though, and maybe that's different, I don't know.
True enough. Let's also just get some, if we can, get some tents down, because that's just wood, and then that'll fulfill the mission.
Build a Slidey Kid says, build a gathering post near the most resource pile, and then you can build a road to them so that they're kind of always covered.
And someone's also yelling at me. The wisdom of the crowd. Capture when facing demands. Remember, people usually look for the quickest solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree to everything they ask for. If you fix the problem your way, it's fine. Yep, the game just, you know, reminding me I can take, I can kind of half-ass things. That can be definitely a good idea. And now we're just quickly throwing up some more tents and some more shelters. Everything should be fine. And
Keegan,
then I'll just, get some housing.
Keegan says you can hover over buildings to see the insulation levels, and yes, gathering posts can definitely be outside of the heat zone.
Fine. So I've assigned children to the gathering post, and the gathering post claims it will gather wood, but so hang on. Does that only affect the things that it's in range of? Like it literally only gathers this wood. Because if so, that strikes me as really pointless. Like, I don't know why people are telling me to do that, because I don't get it. Like, if literally all this thing does is the 10 people who work here now gather that wood, I could have just told them to go and gather the woods. Like, that really strikes me as so pointless. Yeah, but, like, literally only 2 people fell ill in 2 days anyway. I don't think that's worthwhile. Like, well,
Delta Command says that gathering post is a waste because you only have that wood covered.
Yeah.
But, like, presumably if you had more...
I guess if I'd kind of moved it way out over here, I could have kind of got all of these, but I didn't. I thought it was just like, you know, a storage depot or something. This is why Claire says when you say things, you explain them, because otherwise we don't know why you've just said things.
Sci-Fi Storm says it's meant more for automation once you have things like the code generating thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I might therefore just dismantle this one and immediately, and also I might dismantle that, and I'll build a road out here and I'll slap it down over here, and then it will make a lot more sense.
Yeah, you need to basically make sure to cover quite a few. Okay, Anthony also points out green is the roads that you've built. If you see a bit of yellow, it's roads that aren't connected to the system, so they need connecting.
I'm not sure who built that road up the north of the city from the current orientation, though, because I certainly bloody didn't. But somebody did.
Maybe you did and you forgot.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to build a road out here, and then I'm going to shove a gathering outpost here, and then the children, 10 children, can work on gathering steel and wood, because there's going to be 3 different stockpiles, so that's going to be a bit more worthwhile over there. So hopefully that will work a bit better. And we've also fulfilled our promise to actually set up some housing. Now, I would like to get down, once we start getting some of that wood in, I would like to potentially get down the first medical cook, because we do have 2 sick people. So I might prioritise tomorrow getting out the medical hut and get the first medical hut in. Strikes me as a good idea. Though I also should probably get heaters down. No, I want to get the hot houses down as well. I'm just concerned that we're heading into day 3. I know the cold snap's coming in day 4, and I've really not got much time to prep for it. So I might try and just get down the hot houses as soon as possible, because then at least someone's got somewhere to bloody work. Though actually, I guess that's what makes the gathering post work a little bit better. The gathering post means people can continue to work gathering even during the cold snap. So maybe, actually, because it's cheaper, I could just build another road way out here, and that road can double up with this thing over here when the time is right, and then, okay, we've got a plan. I'm going to build a road out here, gathering post to cover these 2 coals, and that will ultimately also be useful for this coal thing. And then gathering outpost here, and then what we can do is we can continue to gather during the cold snap, because we can research heaters, and as a result of researching heaters, we can keep people toasty inside the remote gathering outposts.
Oh, sometime YouTuber says the mysterious road that you definitely didn't build is default built around the resource depot from the start.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
That's why you were confused. Yeah, Keegan also says hot houses and coal mines use steam cores, so you're going to have to make a decision. You only get more cores from exploring with the beacon. Okay,
what I'm going to do instead of rushing to hot houses is I'm going to rush to the heaters, and then I'm just going to basically just try and get down resource gathering, and then we can resource gather during the cold snap, and it will be fine. That's the plan.
Anyway, shout out to Kyle, who gave us $5 and said, this is a bribe for an Infinity War spoiler-free stream, please. YouTube is a minefield these last few days. Love you guys. Thanks for all that you do.
Honestly, now that we've done the spoiler one, I don't think we're going to go back and now do a spoiler-free one. We've already, like, you've got your own video coming out soon on Infinity War. Is that also spoilery?
Yes.
That's also spoilery.
Yeah,
sorry,
we've just
got 2 spoiler casts, and we're not going to go back and like do a second version that's same, because honestly, like, I think there's very little you can say about Infinity War without spoilers, because it's just like the most interesting stuff is spoiler heavy. So I don't really know what we could do other than spoil, I'm afraid.
I mean, to be fair, like, as a fan, what I'm really interested in is like looking forward to what it means for the future of the MCU and what comes next as well. So that's kind of the kind of thing that I prefer to do. Ooh, you're in a pit.
What? Yeah, that's where we've been the whole time. We're in a big crater thing. That's what protects us from like the really nasty winds or whatever.
Well, yeah, but when you're more focused on the center of the screen, it's more difficult to see. Whatever, I'm reading chat. That's what I do. Someone in chat just asked me my favorite Hamilton and Les Mis song. That's "Don't Make Me Choose Between My Children." That's too hard.
Anyway. We go. Let's get a tiny bit of stealing, because I need the steel to build more gathering outposts. So yeah, plan for day 3, once we're into work in an hour, is gathering outpost, and that's going to be preparation for the cold snap that is coming very soon indeed, because we can't have people gathering like with no protection during the cold snap, and that will hopefully keep us safe. In fact, actually, I probably should have actually got this road down already. I could just actually start working on this road immediately. So this road, I want to be coming, in this direction, because then the road can get over here pretty easily. So we're going to spend, this much to get over to here. That should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got more road coming in there. People will start building that, and then after they're done with that, they can get on with it. Yeah, that'll all be fine. Do I need to actually, if I want that built today, I might need to free up some engineers for that, but I need just a tiny bit of steel to get the gathering outpost over here done, and then I can start some people working on all that business, and we're into work time. Now, I have assigned 5 engineers to work in this. I've actually got 10 children available right now, so I'm going to get the children working on the giant steel wreckage, which doesn't feel like it should be safe, but apparently it is, so everything's fine. Right, and people are also working that. Right, gathering outpost right here. So this is gathering outpost number 1, and this works pretty well. That covers those 3. So we're out of steel, but we've got more coming in, and we've also got more wood coming in. We've got plenty of coal for the time being, so possibly what I want to do is maybe lower a few people off coal and get them onto something else, because actually, you know what? Coal is something important. Let's keep that ticking on for the time being.
Okay.
Yes, Claire.
Sometimes YouTuber says you should consider passing the emergency shift law now and making the workshop 24 hours right now, so that you can tech up before the cold snap comes in.
That's not a terrible idea. Next law should probably be emergency shifts. I don't disagree with that. Then we can just try and get a bit more tech in just before the cold snap. Yeah, I agree with that. So, emergency shift. So now I can force workers in any facility to work for the next 24 hours. Let's get that underway. fine. So that's probably going to make people unhappy, but whatever, screw them. So we've got the road built nice and quickly, and okay, guys, I really hope they're clever enough to now use this road to actually walk back a little bit more. 24 hours on the job, insane, but that's our line. Good, they're actually clever enough to use that. Faster gathering has been researched. We've got the first tech underway. Okay, pause time, back into the tech tree. So, what I'll probably go for next is the heaters. Let's get the heaters underway, because the cold snap's coming tomorrow. We need to be ready for it. So if we can just get down the double resource thing, and hopefully now I've freed up some... Come on, waiting for... Does that need workers? When it says waiting for workers, like, our engineer's not going to do that, because I kind of need somebody to get working on this, like, pretty soon. If someone would like to get working on that, it's kind of important. But I've freed up engineers.
Justine says you need to actually tell the workplaces you want them to be on 24-hour shift.
Yeah, I know that. You've got to go over here and actually force them onto the work shift. I'm aware of that, don't worry.
Also, Shibe in chat says, important tip, there is no need to turn on the generator at -20 degrees.
Well, okay, fine. I like having it on, alright? I like having it on.
What, because it's pretty?
It's pretty, and because I don't like people being in minus... Okay, would you like to be in -20 degrees?
No, but I'm not in that game.
And we also have enough to get next resource gathering post down. So yeah, this resource gathering post can cover both of these. So resource gathering post number 2 comes over here. Lovely. So now that's going to get built as well. Is that how can I force people to actually... Okay, someone's building that one. Why is no one building this one? Can someone please build the thing that I've asked you to flipping build, you stupid bastards? I don't know why you're not. Right, we're out of raw food, but we've got a massive stockpile of food rations. Ooh. So if anyone would like to actually, like, eat food... Actually, I'm going to move us over to... Yeah, I'm going to move us over to standard meals for the time being, just to make things a little bit happier. Yes, Claire?
Sorry, Justine says the Hunter's Hut people, the people assigned to working in the Hunter's Hut at night will go build the cute buildings for you during the day.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, fine. So someone's building this, and you finally... Yeah, okay, fine. So both of my resource gathering huts are now in production. So both of them are going to be ready in time for day 4, and I can force heaters to be ready, so I can continue gathering during the cold snap. So we're in good shape in that regard, though admittedly the first of these resources has just got itself cleared out, but we've got... Actually, yeah, I kind of should have double-checked that. This resource is running out fast, so this is kind of a bit of a waste. But there's... Oh, that's gone too. Okay, at least there's 381 here. This one is admittedly a little bit of a waste of time, because these resources are running out. Okay,
people are saying you should definitely be building houses, though, ahead of the cold snap. Says, so this is from...
I will research that as soon as the heaters are done.
Yeah. Keegan says you still have people homeless. That's not good for in the cold snap. The one true Dachshund of War.
Excellent name.
Says, -20 degrees is standard Minnesota in the winter. Do you mean -20 Celsius or -20 Fahrenheit? So I'm pretty sure this is Celsius.
Yes, I do believe so. Right, so now what I can do is I can take all the people working off that directly, and I can take everyone working off this, and instead I can assign people just to this thing. So those people can now be freed up, and all these people can be... Okay, technically no one's working here. And this outpost is... Why is this outpost in option? Oh, it's just because no one's working there right now. 35 workers available. Deploy 10 to that outpost. So that's now going to be much more efficient. What I probably should do is... There's coal and there's coal here. Just because this place is almost already, like, out of resources, I should probably... Do I want to try and sneak in another... Actually, there's quite a bit of stuff out here. I might actually...
That'd be a nice little...
Yeah,
radius.
I might actually try, if I can, and actually get a resource thing, just because steel, wood, and wood. I might actually having literally just built this one. The problem is this thing's going to be out of it in no time at all. I might get a road going in this direction, leading out to these trees anyway, and be ready to see if I can just get down. Yeah, see if I can just basically get down okay, you to there, and then you to there, and then yeah, you to there, please. Just building the there, yes, and then from there out to here, and see if that's good enough. Yeah, fine. And now somebody build that. The research is almost done already. That's good. And heaters has been researched. Right, back over to technology. And
oh hey, shout out to Megaraptor who's back.
Hi Megaraptor.
Megaraptor gave
Didn't he say he was going to work?
Twice. He said that twice, and now he gave us another $100.
Oh, thank you very much indeed, Megaraptor.
Thank you so much.
Always very generous.
Megaraptor said, "Hey John, hey Claire, I'm about to drive, but I wanted to apologize about using the other account. I feel bad, seeing as it's not my viewer account, but I hope the stream is doing good, and I'll watch it later."
How many people have we got watching, actually? How is the stream doing?
Do we know how the stream doing? 1,400.
Ah, good little turnout there.
So yeah, for now I have to drive to the next job. Okay, well, I mean, thank you so much, Megaraptor, and I will say, as someone who had to use, like, various different Twitter accounts for different things, I feel your pain.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it very much. So there you go.
Okay. It's free time, so people will now build these roads out for me, and I'm hoping, before we hit day 4 proper, we can actually hopefully get a new outpost out here to gather all of this. And this outpost will probably be trashed pretty soon, just because the resources it's gathering are really low. Like, yeah, this is... I'm not 100% convinced by the gathering outpost, just because the amount of resources they're gathering is, like, pretty low. Like, these resources run dry pretty quickly. And there's the hunters off on their way as well. They can bring us some new food. But we have plenty of food rations. The food situation is well under control, at least.
Okay, Keegan says, seriously, you're going to at least have an epidemic of sickness if you don't have at least tents built for when it gets colder.
That's a good point, but we do have enough wood to just slap down some more tents, so I might just do that now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, whilst you do that, I have quite a few super chats to catch up on. So shout out to Kurt, who gave us 500 Norwegian krona. And said, heat rises, cold sinks, so why are you living at the bottom of a hole that collects all the cold? XCOM livestream at some point, maybe?
I have a plan for some form of XCOM livestream. There is a plan. There's a very specific plan. I think you're going to like the plan.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we're at the bottom of the pit because it protects us from, like, the wind.
Yeah, I think the wind chill factor is, like, insane or something, I'm going to guess.
Although, I'm gonna say, it seems like with how hard it's snowing, probably you'd get snowed under, but, you know, I mean, poetic license, I guess.
Well, actually, the fun thing is, like, when people kind of, like, they drag themselves through the snow and create gaps, the following morning, they've been filled in by the fresh snow, which is a really cute touch. So I do quite like that. That's nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Alana who gave us £10 and said, I'm doing my MA in classics. This dissertation is due next year and it's 12,000 words. So congrats, John. You've done 2 dissertations just on Fallout 3.
That is true.
Also, wow, Sin du jour, that ending. It's the book series we were talking about in another stream. And same for Skyrim. I love that series.
Oh, good.
I'm super glad you like that. Yeah.
I'm going to get the beacon underway just because I can't afford to unlock tier 1 and thus I can't afford the hothouse right now. So I'm just getting the beacon underway and I'm going to... do I want to... Discontent will rise. I'm not in a desperate... Actually, you know what? No, I will emergency shift. I'm going to emergency shift...
I thought we already had that on.
No. I'm gonna emergency shift right now, even though it gets discontent up. And the reason for that is during the cold snap, potentially scouting might not be the worst thing in the world to do because, like, if I remember correctly, like when people technically aren't inside your town, then like cold doesn't affect them anymore. So if I just basically send them out in -40, like it doesn't actually matter.
Weird.
Which is kind of weird, but that's just how it is.
Okay, shout out to Retro for the win, who gave us £5 and said, I'm not having a go, I'm just curious. I thought you did 2 videos a day. Has that changed? I don't think we ever said we're doing specifically 2 videos a day. We just end up doing 2 videos a day most days.
Yeah, I felt in some ways like I think it was actually a bit too much, and I think like sometimes the quality fell a little bit. So I'm kind of, it's sometimes more like 1.5 at the minute. I'm kind of I want to do more really solid, good quality one-offs, a bit more. So that's kind of the plan.
I mean, also the limitation is there's only so much that John can record,
yes.
And then like we need to be able to
keep up with it in terms of editing,
like sleep and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, like
there are limits to how much I can do, and I think 2 videos a day every day is a little bit beyond what I can comfortably, healthily do. So I think it's more like two plenty of the time, 1 some of the time. But in the event where it's 1, I do make sure it's a good one.
Yeah, and shout out to I think maybe Jens. I'm going to go with that. Let me know if it's completely wrong. Who gave us 100 Danish krona and said, "Hi John, this is my first time donating on YouTube, but you deserve it. I've also bought Frostpunk purely based on your channel, so thank you very much for bringing attention to great and interesting games."
It is a good little game. I do like this game.
It's so fun when people let us know that they've bought games so that they could play them.
Better than I can play them, yes. It's my secret strategy.
It does happen a lot when you play puzzle games.
It's my secret strategy that devs love. People, after they watch me play a game, have to play it themselves so they can do it better.
Shout out to Ella, who gave us €5 and said, "Love you guys. Thanks for cheering me up while I'm sick. Definitely gonna buy this game as soon as my Steam stops bugging out." Well, you know, look at it on the bright side. It could be minus 20 degrees. So there you go.
You can extend the workday in any facility to 14 hours. Yeah, I'll go for extended shift as opposed to emergency shift. So that's just an option. Discontent sneaking up a little bit here. I've still got 14 people currently. A little bit on the a little bit on the sleeping outside side, which I do need to sort out. So. And actually, tents aren't allowed to have heaters, so I kind of need to...
Natalia says I bought XCOM just out of spite.
That seems reasonable. That does seem reasonable, yes.
Okay, CPU Purple Heart, who is a regular who hasn't been here in a while, so glad to see you again, says you need to research a sawmill because you're going to run out of wood.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to get that down pretty quickly. I want to get down a medical station at some point pretty soon. Just because, actually, chat, does the medical station need to be inside heat, or can I turn on heating? Because most buildings seem to have heating as an option, but some just, like, don't. Like, Heatset doesn't need one, and the cookhouse just, the cookhouse can, but, like, tents can't have it as an option. Like, can I manually have the heater on in the medical tent, and thus have it away from the central thing? Like, as I feel like that would be a good idea. I feel like that would be a very good idea, in fact. And yeah, there's the stockpiles right there. So if I can have that away, that's fine. And then also, I should probably try and save up for generator. Yeah, the next tier of generator power upgrades. I think, oh no, generator range upgrade. So if I get the generator range upgrade, then I can get more houses down pretty quickly. So probably a fairly important thing is stockpile wood, get tier 1 open, get generator range done, and then I can have houses in the 2nd tier circle, and everything will be fine. So that's pretty important. Discontent is sneaking up here. Bad food, bad healthcare, lack of shelter, controversial laws, and emergency shifts. Yep, I suppose people are not desperately happy right now, but that's fine. We just need to stabilise, because, guys, literally, there's really, really, really flipping cold coming. I'm just trying to get you ready for it. Though I really feel like I've kind of wasted resources on some of these gathering posts. Despite what people are yelling in the chat, I feel like actually they've been a bit of an inefficient use of resource. I don't think they've been that useful at all. But we shall see. We shall see. We might actually have to have tomorrow quite a few people not working just to keep them out of the ridiculous mega cold while I just work on trying to stabilise.
Shout out to Chase, who gave us $5 and said, "Hi, Tabby, Claire, and John. Thank you for doing a live stream today. I'm making a campaign for a Star Wars RPG, and I've added 3 NPCs based off of you, which is lovely." And then Chase gave us another $5 and said, "Claire is a Twi'lek smuggler. John is a Bothan spy with -1 perception, of course. Tabby is a Wookiee bounty hunter.
I'm not convinced. I think Tabby is a hut.
Wookiee bounty hunter.
Tabby is a hut.
Okay.
Yeah, Tabby is a hut.
Tabby is very fluffy. She's not at all slimy.
Tabby is a slightly fluffy hut.
Tabby is an Ewok.
She enjoys just sitting around and having people bring her food and tribute.
Tabby is an Ewok.
Deny that Tabby enjoys lying perfectly still while people bring her food and tribute.
Yes, Tabby dislikes it when people come to where she's sleeping. Because then they want to pet her. She doesn't like that.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, okay, well, Tabby the Hut is a thing in chat now. Great.
Tabby is a hut.
Tabby would never tell someone to, like, dress in a stupid, weird chainmail bikini. Tabby is way too busy sleeping to freeze people into balls. That's just not what she does.
That's not what huts do either. He bought that. That was done by Darth Vader at Bespin because that was at the facility where they had the carbon freezing.
Look, loads of people are sick because of the freezing cold.
Some people are sick. Actually, did the chat ever confirm? Oh, the cold's arrived. The cold has arrived. Right.
Shit.
It's now minus 40 degrees C. Did the chat ever confirm whether I could put the medical facility outside so I could just use the heaters to manually force it to be hot?
Wait a second. Let me go back a little bit.
Because we need to know that. That's pretty important. Right, whack on.
Medical tent have got really low insulation, but they can have heaters. I would still place them as close as possible to a heat source.
I will. Okay, I'll put them in a position where they.
Pence.
Okay, I will put them in a position where they will be able to have a heat source when we get generator range up. But for the moment, we're gonna have to do without. And I'm just whacking on all the heaters right here. So the heaters have been whacked on for the people who are gathering in the huts. So anyone who's going out to work is actually working in a heated building right now. It's not perfect, but it'll do. +1 heater, +1 building installation, -2 weather. Oh, even with the heater on, there's a moderate risk of getting ill.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Z Tiger.
Okay, it's fallen down to low. The building's warmed up and it's down to low, so this is not so bad.
Okay, shout out to Z Tiger who gave us $100.
Oh, thank you very, very much
and
indeed.
said for Tabby's food and snacks. So, you know, I think Tabby's going to get treats made out of gold or something.
Excellent.
Caviar treats, something like that.
Okay, anyway. Despite the risk of sickness, I'm just going to have to send people out into the cold gathering wood purely because I need the wood in order to fund building the building that stops them gathering out there. So I know this is bad and I know it's flipping cold, but I've got no choice because I need to get wood in. If I'm actually, well, I need to get wood in order to research anything. So number one, let's get the tech underway, please. And the tech I need is sawmill. Would not be a terrible idea. Let's get a sawmill underway. Let's just get it done, because then I can actually produce wood, and then the wood crisis is coming to an end. But I also need to. I mean, my concern is I need to keep gathering wood, and the next time I get up to, I think it's 25 wood, I can shove a gathering hut out here. Gatherer's post, 15 wood, and I've got some of that. So in a moment, just wait, and gathering post. Right, and the gathering post here will cover all of this. Will it cover all of that? It needs to. I can't quite get into a position where it's going to cover all of this, which is kind of annoying because I could do with it. Okay. Right. I need to get that into a position where it covers at least 3. If it's here, if I just bend the road round, it can cover these 3. And also the road leads up to... that is, for the wall drill. There's the sawmill. If I got it up to here, apparently this would be an acceptable position. And it would also cover these 3. Fine. That's good enough. So hopefully someone's going to get underway building that. And then these people can work here. I need them to continue working to gather in the wood because I know that's going to make them sick. But then I can actually use the wood to build a medical outpost to, you know, cure them so they're no longer sick. This is, blimey, this game gets stressful fast. Claire, to you.
Okay, you can deconstruct the unused gathering post as CPU Purple Heart.
For the moment they're just in use, I'm going to let them be drained first. Then I will do exactly that, yes.
Okay, the one true Dachshund of War says, I would donate money, but I can't. If I could, however, I would tell John to build more roads, because roads keep people out of the cold and less frostbitten.
They are using the road. Look at them use the road. The road is being utilised. We're just waiting for workers to show up and actually build the damn building. Good, it's being built. Good. Someone build the building, and then everyone can start working here. Then they can stop freezing to death. Shibe says you shouldn't have put the workshop and cookhouse in the range of the generator. It should have been reserved for houses and medical posts. You heat other building with steam hubs and heaters. It's going to be fine, everybody. It's going to be fine. Right, I've got the medical post down. So we have a medical post down, so the sick can go there. Admittedly, there's only 5 beds in there, and we've got 11 sick. But just share, take turns.
Okay, well that's
fine.
Oh dear. Okay. Sorry. Shout out to Winchester who gave us 2,000 Hungarian florins. Forints. There you go. Sorry about that. So I think we've had that before because I've made that mistake before. He wants to know, will we deify the Great Heater or not? You will find, I think, that the only deity we recognise over here is Tabby.
Yep, sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Daniel gave us 21.99 Norwegian New Zealand dollars.
Same thing.
Yeah, no. Well,
good old New Zealand.
Alliterative. Daniel says use coal mines as fast as possible. They're very efficient and coal will never be a problem. You can upgrade to a steam one early.
Yep.
And Daniel gave us another 21.99 New Zealand dollars and said if you research fast, you will win.
Yeah. I'm literally just trying to get a stockpile 50 wood so I can unlock the next tier of research, like now. That's kind of my priority. And I know I'm kind of having some people suffering from frostbite right now in the extreme cold, but that should stop in a minute, because the moment this building's done, I'm going to cancel all those jobs and instead have people... There we go. And now I'm going to have these things all be none, and this is going to be none as well. All those jobs are now cancelled. Instead, everyone now just works here. So I'm going to have 10 people working in here, and I'm going to whack the heater on. So now, that should reduce the risk of sickness, hopefully. This building has also got 10 children working in it, and that building is heated. This building is also heated and is gathering coal. So at this point, the only people working outside are people who are actually in heated buildings. And we've also got a child that's been injured at work. Well, he's in a bloody kitchen, and we're going to give him a day off, I guess. Hope will rise slightly. In all fairness, we've got like barely any food to cook, so it's not bad to give the kid a day off. And these guys are all going to return to their homes, and this place is going to gather in wood at 4.8 an hour, which is good. And, in fact, actually, the wood's coming in so nice and quick right now. Over to technology tree, and food, health, and shelter. Activate the... Oh, that's literally a thing that needs to be researched. Fine. Let them finish doing the sawmill in that case. And then we'll get that done, because that is only... That's only... but I can't emergency shift again, unfortunately. Because I've already emergency shifted recently. So it's going to take a little while before we're ready to get that done. But still, at least it's ready to go.
So how are we doing on, like, you know, maybe having houses or things?
That is a thing that's going to happen soon. Okay? It's a thing that will happen very soon indeed. Also,
I just can't gauge, like, how much... This is how difficult the game is, and no one ever gets to that point.
Well, this game is designed to be slightly stressful, and, like, you know, things are going to go wrong. Absolutely, there'll be an optimal way to play it where you can do better, but, like, you know, I played this for a few hours when it first came out, and this is the first time I've played it since, you know,
and I mean, obviously, you have to pay a lot of attention to a lot of various different things.
And I'm trying to commentate, and I'm trying to talk to you, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot that's being done simultaneously here.
I mean, I think the people in the chat, you know, the few of them that actually, like, know this game and are trying to give you advice are, like, repeating themselves a little bit, and it's like, well, you know, there's only so much we can do.
Hopefully you don't come to this channel for min-maxing. Okay, I can actually...
Well, shout out to Anthony who, like, said, I have to leave the chat because I'm, like, too stressed out by trying to min-max. He says he's watching and painting miniatures. So there you go.
Yeah, I've now got a good place to put down a sawmill when I want to. So putting down a sawmill around here And where's the right place? That covers.
That's connected to the road.
That's connected to the road. The problem is this thing's a little bit in the way. That's not a terrible position as a starting point. I'm going to get that underway there. And then at least we've got somewhere warm people can work during the cold snap. So I'm hoping that will be fine. And we do actually have, yes indeed, we've actually got ourselves now a functioning and heated medical post, which will do. People are getting sick in the cold, including 6 gravely, but we have the medical post. It's going to be fine. And I'm hoping that very, very soon indeed we can actually increase the range of the generator and thus get more housing down. I'm researching technology as fast as I can. And we've conveniently, I believe this thing is now, so nobody works here anymore, and now we can demolish this for 12 wood and 4 steel. So we've got a bit of that down. This thing gets demolished. The kids return to where they should be, and hopefully everything's fine. I could actually shove down, as I've got 1 steam core. Oh, someone's yelling at me. As I've got 1 steam core, no roof over our heads. Okay, I guarantee that in 2 days I will provide shelter for everybody. Boom. I have just guaranteed that. Yeah.
You do that?
Well, yeah, I just need to literally throw down 2 tents, like in the cold. I never said they were good. It was good shelter.
Okay.
But I can actually get a massive increase in hope by doing that. And 5 people are being treated right now. So the medical post is already pretty much at full capacity. But that's fine.
Okay, so shout out to Joshua, who gave us £5 and said, I'm a long-time viewer of a couple of years.
I've just had an idea. I'm going to demolish the cookhouse as there's nothing to cook right now, and then I'm just going to put new tents in that spot. Boom. Nice.
And you're going to put the cookhouse further away.
Then I'm going to put it further away, yes, and then I'm going to heat it. Because there's nothing to cook right now. And I think that's actually 2 slots because the cookhouse is quite big. So that might actually solve the problem immediately. Yeah, I think that's going to be... I'm not sure if that's enough space. It's enough space for at least 1 more. It's at least 1 more can fit in there. So that's all absolutely fine. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying shout out to Joshua, who gave us £5. Said, long-time viewers of a couple of years. I've been loving the streams. How is Fallout 4 YOLO coming along?
It'll happen when it happens. It's not quite imminently on my to-do list, but there's a lot of thought and planning gone into it. I think it's going to be a really interesting, very different series when it does happen. Mm-hmm. I think you'll find I think people are going to appreciate that it's going to be a very different, interesting little series when it does happen. And in addition, yeah, this thing is going to be plenty of workers, and we're going to heat the damn thing. So that sawmill, when it's ready to go tomorrow, is going to start producing good amounts of wood. Very, very nice indeed. And yeah, I think that's actually, I'm pretty happy with all of that. So, starting tomorrow, we've actually got we've got people still working despite the cold. So even though tomorrow's a cold day, we might keep some people in town, but in general, we should be all right. We should hopefully be okay. So, Claire, back to you.
Yeah, shout out to Grey Morality, who gave us $5 and said, it's kind of odd not watching this at 2 times speed, like I normally watch your videos.
Uh-huh.
I can't do John at 2 times speed. Like,
it's a bit extreme. It's a bit extreme.
Yeah, sometimes I listen to stuff at like 1.5 or something, and even then, you know, find myself having to slow it down to make sure I heard everything right.
Excellent. Oh dear. What's the most important next?
But the thing is, on YouTube, you can put it at 2 times speed, and it will keep your voice. It'll just be fast. Whereas in our editing software, if you put it at 2 times speed, it goes like super high pitched like that.
We can't cure the gravely ill. We can at least keep them alive. We won't risk dangerous amputations with radical treatments. No, I can't keep the gravely ill alive but untreated in medical posts because I need the beds. So I'm afraid we're going to be trying some radical treatment right now. Radical treatment! Boom. Right, that's going to get hope up. No one explained what radical really means to these people. It's not always good. I'm going to try radically treating the gravely ill to see what we can do. It's like, you know that bit in Fallout 3 where you go back to the vault and they've turned Andy into the surgeon in the vault? Yeah, it's basically that. That's radical treatment right there. So it's going to be marvellous.
Okay, Keegan in chat says you should consider moving the Hunter's Hut to the Outer Rings too, and you can put other needed tents in the middle. CPU Purple Heart says you need the beacon to go and get more people so you can grow the town properly.
I will do that as soon as I've just stabilised after the cold snap.
I'm just reading things that sound like they make sense about the game. Ooh. Optimus Princeps Bob Boblington wants to know if you know what day it is today.
It's Ed Balls Day?
Yes, there you go. That was the question. Does John know it's Ed Balls Day today? This is in fact what you said to me first thing in the morning.
Happy Ed Balls Day.
Happy Ed Balls Day.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to dismantle the Hunter's Hut just for the sake of filling it up, just putting the tents in its place, and I'll rebuild it elsewhere. I'm not sure if that means the Hunters get like immediately automatically like recalled or something. I don't know. But I'll move it out to this spot out here, and it will be fine. So the new one is, yeah, the Hunter's Hut can just be out here. Got plenty of wood for that, and then as soon as this is undone, then at that point, yeah, I can, hang on, wait, where is everyone? Look, I know it's midnight, but, like, it's free time. In free time, you should be, like, building buildings. Everyone build your buildings. Guys. Okay, what about the 10 people who don't have anywhere to live? Why aren't you building the buildings? Because the faster you demolish this building, the faster you get tents. So the people who don't have anywhere to live, you should really, really, really be cocking getting on with this. Okay? Anyone? Who are these 3 people? Why were you just flipping at the gathering outpost after dark? That's weird. Go away. Right, okay. Everything's fine. I just need somebody to actually, like, you know, build some stuff. Where are the workers? Okay. People say, oh, yeah, don't worry about assigning workers to building. They'll just do it in the free time. No, they clearly won't. They're demonstrably not right now, even though literally I'm trying to give them places to cocking live. Bastards. And... yes, Claire?
There's this one person. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's more than one person who's confused, but there's especially one person in chat who's like, what the hell is Ed Balls Day? So shout out to Ryan. It's clearly not British. It's a great British tradition of Ed Balls Day. Anyway, shout out to Preston Garvey, who gave us $5 and says you should build a settlement.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Look, okay, but some of these comments are from a little bitter girl.
Yes.
Okay, so you know, don't take them as specifically an attack for how you're doing now. It's an attack for how you were doing before.
It's probably still relevant.
Shout out to Steven, who gave us $10 and said, it's okay if John has -1 perception, I love him anyways. By the way, Claire was right. Roads show you their costs once you click, once after you click on them to start.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I see how that does now. Everyone is moderately hopeful right now. They're building the new Hunter's Hut. The old one is being dismantled, and as soon as you're done dismantling that, I'm going to give you some additional tents, and then everyone will have somewhere to live. Not a great place to live, but they will have, like, somewhere to live at least. And I need to actually not be doing that while time's by, because apparently time freezes while you're laying buildings out. And there we go. Right, okay. And tent, and tent. Boom. Now, someone just build this before it's actually time for, like, work. Because if you build this, like, right now, everyone is going to actually have something to... There we go. Remaining time 3 hours, 2 hours. Everybody help build these tents. It's just some tents. Come on, lads. You can do it. Under an hour. And 2 hours and rising. There we go. Everyone just work on this. And we've got ourselves a new Hunter's Hut. And then I assume, like, the Hunters did just get auto-recall or something. I'm not sure. Right, immediately max that out. The new Hunter's Hut is maxed out. And as soon as this is done in less than an hour, so that should be done before the workday begins, as a result, we will actually be in marvellously good shape, as I will have fulfilled my promise for everyone to have a house, which should slow down the rate of sickness, which is currently, yeah, we got 14...
When you say a house, do you mean a tent?
It's a type of house.
Sure.
A shelter promise has been fulfilled. Hope is actually just jumped up as a result.
Very good.
Everyone now has housing. And we've also got a sawmill. which has just kind of leapt into action and is producing wood. We've got a gathering outpost that has leapt into action and is gathering stuff. And we've actually got ourselves another thing out here. And all of this is heated. So now, nobody is working in a non-heated work environment, okay? So there is a low risk of getting ill. We've compensated. And drawing board has been researched, and that means, okay, this is where it all starts going right, okay? So now I can get a bunkhouse in. So I'm going to start working on the bunkhouse. That costs me 20 wood and 10 steel just to start researching. But then I can potentially start getting more people settled a little bit further out, and life is going to be good. So, actually, do I want to do that now, or do I want to... No, well, I'll get that done. I'll get that done. Build a beacon. How do I build a beacon? Where is the beacon that I need to build? The beacon is right here. Allows us to send scouts to search the wilderness. That requires 35 steel, 20 wood. Okay, have that. Can the beacon be people? Is the beacon happy being in the cold? The beacon doesn't need to be in the warm, right? Because we're literally sending people out. So I'm assuming the beacon's happy, like, way out in the cold. But, chat, if you could just confirm the beacon's happy being out in the cold, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that. And in the meantime, shout out to Magaraptor again, who gave us $5 and said, before I go, there is something amusing about having both of the top comments being mine. Obviously, this was before he went a while back. Shout out also to Thomas Richter, who gave us 5 Brazilian reais. And said, where I live, we sometimes get -5 degrees C in winter, but that only happens every 10 years or so. Normally, it's about 8 to 15 degrees in winter.
That seems like a good sort of place to be in, a good temperature to be.
I mean, it sounds like it's probably Brazil from stuff he said before.
True
chat,
enough.
So
okay, what's the chat said about the
beacon is good in the cold.
Fine. In which case,
Tommy says you can put it super far away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shove it out here,
Delta
like in the middle of nowhere.
It needs no heat at all.
Yeah.
Best for it to be as far as possible, says Adam.
Yeah, it can just go over here on this road I'm not using for anything.
Shout out to Keegan and Thomas Richter and Maxard and Maliki and Frederick. And many people, Lucy, are saying the same thing about the beaker, going way far in the cold.
Cool. Now, we've actually got resources coming in right now. I might try and get down a second medical tent, just for the time being. Just that's only 25 wood, and that's one thing I've got some of right now. So I might get down medical tent number 2, and that's purely just to basically deal with the backlog of sick people. And I might kind of demolish that later, if need be. So, as we've got a decent amount of wood coming in, because we've finally got the sawmill going on, and we're still gathering some wood out of these wood piles.
Delta Command says that's not at all far away, John.
It's somewhat, well... It's,
middle of nowhere.
It's fine. I'm not going to bloody demolish it and start again now. It's fine, alright?
Okay.
We've got a lot of space to work with. It's fine, you fussy plebs.
Alright, you don't need to yell at me. They're the ones who are complaining about how you're playing.
I wasn't yelling at you, I was yelling at them, through you.
Okay, well, not nice. Anyway, shout out to Winchester, who gave us 4,000 Hungarian forints, and said, John, when the people complain about a law you implement, you can just tell them the great heater demands it.
Ooh, we've got a little cutscene of our first hot air balloon being sent out. Do we remember to actually put anyone in the balloon before we launched it? Man, I really hope we did.
Keegan says, further than that, the generator can go out to a range of 3 or 4, but you'll want that space later.
It's fine. And
it's fine, Keegan. We're gonna die before that.
Lost expedition. I'm going to send scouts in that direction. That's probably fine. Hang on, what am I doing right now? I need to go directly to the beacon to deploy a new unit, go to the city, the beacon, send scouts here. Have I done that thing? Is that a thing we're doing now? I assume that's a thing we're doing at this point. Because I've never even sent scouts before, so I'm kind of checking whether this actually works correctly. Needed to create... Yes, it appears to be functioning, so it claims. So I assume it's... Is it just doing its job right now? Create a new scout team. Create a new scout team. Sure. So, Lost Expedition. Send scouts.
Oh.
Yes. Scouts number 1 sent to Lost Expedition.
Oh, I see. People are saying it's not a balloon with people in it. It's like a lighthouse. So shout out to Malihi and Justine, who both say there's nobody in the actual balloon. It's just a lighthouse to help them find their way back.
And I've deployed a scout team out to the Lost Expedition as requested. So, people from our convoy ready to search. That's absolutely fine. I've deployed team number 1. We needed to win. Everything's happy. And I also need to deploy, 5 engineers into the medical tent. So now the medical tent can deal with more people, and we can do some radical treatments and just like see what happens, how people do if we just kind of, you say your leg hurts. Well, let's see how you do if you don't have a leg. Logically, that will help. So that will all be absolutely fine. So we got double medical. We got the scouts underway. We've got, this place is now not doing anything, so that can be reduced to 0 because this thing's not doing anything, and as a result we can now demolish that. So that's been demolished because there's nothing to do there. So as a result, instead, we probably need to start thinking about a second sawmill. Probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, and if we could get it down, a coal deposit, actually, this would be a good spot out here for a sawmill and a coal thingy. And if I had a sawmill and a coal kind of mine or whatever down here, I could build like a heater. And there's the bunkhouse. Right. So I'm guessing the bunkhouse, basically the point of the bunkhouse is just, it's like the tents, but like, it seems to hold the same number of people. Because tents is 10 out of 10. And the bunkhouse is also 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's also 10 people. It's just that it has base heating higher. Now, if I've got all these tents sufficiently close to the generator, is there any point me tearing down the tents to build bunkhouses, chat? Or should I just basically say, okay, that's just for when I, like, later on, when I actually do, if I actually kind of, have to extend out to the second tier, it's a way of kind of being a little bit more in the cold. Though actually, if I
need to improve your housing, says Morty. Justine says bunkhouses upgrade from tents. Yes. Seb says you should turn on the heat in the second medical bay.
Good point. Haven't done that. Good. So that's now been turned on. Okay, fair enough. As in all fairness, I get like if I demolish these tents, like a tent costs. It costs 10, and I get 8 down, and I get 8 back for demolishing it. So I'm going to demolish all these tents. I'm going to demolish literally all of it.
No, wait a second.
No, demolishing all of it.
Okay, listen.
Demolishing. Yes.
Keegan says you can build them over. I bet you can just upgrade them, and it's cheaper than demolishing and rebuilding. If you gave 2 seconds. Anyway.
I'm not. No. Oh, yeah, you can.
Of course you can. This is a person who's been giving you consistently good advice for like 2 hours.
Oh, well. It's fine.
You're gonna yell at me when it doesn't work later.
Yeah, damn it, Claire. Oh, Claire, somebody died. One of our people has just died. Probably because of the radical surgery. He was having a lovely life inside his tent, but some idiot told him to demolish it, and he got tangled up in some of the cables. Oh, Claire. Claire, what have you done?
I hate you
Damn
so
it,
much.
Claire.
I hate you so much.
What are we gonna do with the corpse? We could.
I don't know.
We could eat it.
Could we?
I'm not sure if you're allowed. We can have a cemetery, no risk of disease.
What? I mean, sure. I mean, I get that we have to keep the moral high in the apocalypse, but it seems like a lot of,
I'm going for a cemetery.
Work. Can we not?
Yeah, we can
we not put the person in the heater?
No, we do the opposite.
No, we do.
We do. It's a good idea that doesn't actually get suggested by the game, to be honest.
I mean, you have a giant flamey thing in the middle. Like, I don't mean to be insensitive, but a cemetery requires a lot of like
it only requires 10 wood, and it's going to go way out here. We're just going to shove a cemetery way out there, and everyone's going to love it. Okay, and the number of sick people is falling, and hope is going up, discontent is down, everything's going to be fine. Okay, it's all going to be okay, and I'm going to build some roads out to here.
Okay, Keegan says the point of replacing the tents with bunkhouses instead of demolishing the tents is if you demolish them, they become homeless again.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you upgrade, they stay in tents until they are upgraded.
Mm-hmm. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, well, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? Sometimes you just demolish everybody's houses. Sometimes.
No. Sometimes you, John, just demolish everybody's
houses. Wait, hang on.
Anyway.
Oh, hang on, Claire. I think we've got an emergency.
What is
Remember
that?
how I demolished everybody's houses?
Yes, I do.
So what I've done is slight concern. What I've done is I then spent all the wood that I got from demolishing the houses on paths that we don't need yet. And
oh my God, John!
Now I don't have enough. Okay, it's fine. We're just emergency shift. This is officially a panic situation. Everybody panic. We're gonna resolve this by panicking, Claire.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna deal with this.
Yeah. Anyway.
So everybody back in the work. Everybody back in the workshop right now. Okay, it's okay. Because that's what we can do.
Oh, people are very smart and explain. There's a lot of explanation in the chat as to why we don't cremate people by throwing them in the main heater.
Oh yes, yeah, let's hear it.
Which is cremating people would leave junk in the furnace and could block it. I think bodies in the furnace would be like chucking 50 liters of water in it. It's like, I guess it's too cold or whatever. It doesn't burn the same way as wood. Anyway, this is the kind of shit that gets like people who write novels on watch lists because they've researched how to dispose of bodies.
I think I may have, Claire, I think I might have made some slight errors.
You think?
Like everybody has gone out in minus 40 degrees C to build the unnecessary road to nowhere. Basically,
can you cancel it?
Well, I want the road to be done now. Basically, I've turned.
Oh my God,
basically, I've turned into a communist era Romanian dictator.
I mean, someone did point
It was
out
Romania
that
it's Romania that has the terrible, ridiculous roads to nowhere that are beautiful roads that aren't necessary for any reason, if I recall correctly.
Someone did point out that this game sounded very much like Gulag Simulator earlier, but also shout out to Thomas Richter who gave us 2 reais and said, John never changes.
Okay, now I think I might have
very apt.
I think I might have chopped someone's leg off. To save a patient's life, we had to perform an amputation. As a result, this person won't be able to work. We'll see about that. Consider signing a care.
Surely they have jobs they can do on a chair.
Ooh, a prosthetics law. Okay. So.
What's it do?
Well, what do you think prosthetics do?
No, what does the law do?
I don't know. I can't see it because I need to research care houses first. And we can overcrowd our medical facilities, which I think we should do because we need to fill people. Actually, the number of sick has seriously declined.
Is that because they all died?
Only 1 died, and only 1 person lost a leg. Like, actually, it's worked very well, all things considered. Admittedly, we've built. I'm glad we built the cemetery. We're gonna need it because I demolished all the houses.
Okay, a few people are pointing out that the road thing you're mentioning is from Russia. Okay, well.
Okay. Now everyone's building. Oh yeah, upgrading. Damn it, Claire! Why didn't you tell me to upgrade instead of demolishing? This demolition has not helped the situation at all.
Look, I'm sorry, Don, that you are not gifted. Okay.
Oh, here we go. We've got a small problem, which is no one's demolishing the old tents that I did mark for demolition. Can I cancel that? Oh, I can cancel, Claire! Claire, I can just cancel!
Oh, good.
I can just bring all the tents back. Oh, I've solved the problem.
Guys, you could have told me that he could cancel. If someone told me that, I missed it in the chat. Anyway, shout out to Kurt who gave us 100 Norwegian krona and said, from the book of Benno, Shalidor's maze in the lab is the... Shalidor's maze is the labyrinth in Labyrinthian. That labyrinthian is named after. Amazingly, John missed it completely.
I did. It's one of the. It's like I could have done more in Skyrim, but I felt like it would have been dragging it out. I feel like we did plenty in Skyrim. We did plenty.
Also, shout out to Benno of Morthal who gave us $10. And said, I really enjoyed how you ended your time in Skyrim.
I think it was a good ending. I was happy with that.
You showed it to me a few days before the video actually came out. Like, before I edited the bulk of the video, you showed me the ending that you'd made, and I kind of teared up a little bit.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good, yeah.
It was good stuff. Hang on, producing... Hang on, what's the difference between... Okay, I can see there's a difference between coal thumper and coal mining. Produces up to 240 coal per standard workday from underground deposits. And producers... Forming a pile... Ah! Coal thumpers create coal. Coal mining gathers it. Fine, let's get a coal mining going on, because people were saying, hey, coal mining's good. So that's good. And the scouts have reached the lost expedition. Do I need to do anything with that? Yes, apparently I do need to give them orders. So I'm going to tell you to explore. And a happy reunion. We enter the camp, appearing out of the driving snow. A choir of excited voices welcomes us. Thank God you found us. We've been wandering for days and we couldn't go any longer. Soon we'd be understaffed. I've got bad news. We're not doing so great at the camp we've set up. So sites discovered, observatory and sturdy shelter. So I can either escort the survivors to the city, so at which point scouts will set out towards our city and bring the survivors quickly and safely with them. And they bring with them 4 children, 9 engineers, 22. Or survivors will set out towards our city on their own. It will take them longer. Some of them may die. Yeah, sure, escort the survivors. I think I've got spare people right now because I'm not using everyone to work because of the extreme cold. So I'm going to escort survivors. And next up, we have got ourselves, yes, send scouts to learn more about this place. So I now know about a gloomy cave with a faint wisp of smoke. I know about a weird observatory and... but I think my scouts are coming back anyway. So maximum number of scouts has already been reached. So I just need to wait for these guys to come back. So I can't do anything else just yet with the overworld. Yes, Claire?
Yeah, shout out to Ryan, who gave us £4.99 and said, hi John, thanks for the great content. It really helps me through university. And also shout out to John, who gave us €10.99 and said, great work guys. I bought Skyrim and Fallout 4 just the other day. I realized I'm a bit late to the game.
In all fairness, like, being just a few years late on AAAs is fine, because it just means you get good games very cheap. Some of the games tend to drop in price very quickly after being quite expensive up front, so I don't think it's the worst thing in the world at all.
Okay, so Notilia says the discontent needs to go down. What can we do to get discontent down?
Use fewer emergency shifts, speed things up a little bit, and you know what? The new cookhouse is the new cookhouse is. Claire, where's the new cookhouse?
I don't know.
That might be part of the problem. I think I demolished the cookhouse, then never rebuilt it.
Oh my god.
I don't think there's plenty of food, and I can change the food up to be... I think
John, build a cookhouse and give them, like, meals that are actually cooked.
Yeah, I agree. That's such a good idea.
Yes, and don't put it too close to the center either.
Yeah, fine. It can go over here.
Good.
Right, I think that there was part of the problem. But we've made it through the cold snap with, I think, only 1 person dying.
I mean, I believe it's gonna get worse.
Well, no, it's about to warm up. Then we've got 4 days of warm.
And then it's gonna get worse.
Then it'll probably get worse. Well, then they get worse again, yes. But like, no. It's not so bad, actually. That's only down 1 level rather than 2. This is as bad as it's going to get for, like, a week.
Okay.
It's not so bad.
I mean, people are talking about how bad it's going to get later.
It probably will get worse later, yes.
Yeah, anyway, shout out to Catalisto, who gave us £2 and said, hi, John, I love the channel. Keep it up. Shout out also to a sometimes YouTuber who gave us £2 and said, Tabby the Hut, bring me tummy rubs and a cookie. This is pretty much what it is. Although tummy rubs, though, she's always a little
She's not 100%
hesitant.
Sure on tummy rubs.
But she is getting a lot of treats at the moment because she's shedding quite a bit.
She's shedding a lot.
She needs a bit of brushing, otherwise she, feels a bit poorly.
Now,
brushing means treats.
Slight concern. We've just actually picked up 10 bajillion new people who have just arrived in the city. So we now need a whole pile of housing for those people. And also, like, food and stuff. But this is fine. Scout team. Yeah, at this point, my scout team can be deployed to a sturdy shelter. Bulky cylindrical construction stands on a small hill. The Union Jack flies over it. There's no sign of movement. I could deploy that. 22 hours to arrive. Observatory. Peculiar building must be the Arctic Observatory the Royal Society built to investigate the eternal winter. There's smoke over it. gloomy cave. Dark cave entrance visible on a hillside. I think we saw a faint whisper of smoke coming for it. It's gone now. I am going to go to the observatory. That sounds fun. So scouts have been deployed in that direction. It's going to take them a while, however, to get there. Back to the city. Lovely. This is cool. This is a thing that I didn't really get to when I was playing the game the first time around. I'm not sure there was actually much in the overworld in the demo version I played. That was a really early demo version. Right, so probably priority that needs to be... Oh, in they come. That's the people. How do we get them down into the crater? I'm not sure we thought this through. And there's been lots of reunions. People giving each other cold, deeply unpleasant cuddles. Excellent. We will look for others. I'm not sure we will. We're like desperately shy in housing for the time being.
Do you think maybe like you've built like a great snow slide on the side, on one of the sides of the crater, and like you come in by like sliding on like your bum on a plastic bag going
something like that. I'm going to get generator upgrade range like done now. That's my priority for the time being, because I really feel like we could do with that. I mean, it's free time right now, so actually, can I put you into... No, I can't put them into emergency shift because we need to get discontent down. So, bad food, bad healthcare, 3 emergency shifts. Okay, now it's working. People are now working on generator range, which is good. And people are now working, and in come all the people. So... Don't panic that there's no housing. We're working on that small problem right now.
Okay, Keegan says the problem with the temperature is that it drops 2 levels when it goes cold, and then it only goes up 1.
It only goes up 1. So
yeah, and then it's going to get 2 level colder again.
No, it's only 1 level. It's only 1 level. So we're at minus 30 now, but it's going to be back down to minus 40 in a few days.
No, well, I mean, they're saying it's going to drop back down by 2 levels.
Yeah. Also, the game's claiming 2 people are hungry, which is odd, given we've literally got 140 food rations just there. So I'm not quite sure what you guys are on about, but alright. And we're going to produce actual, proper, traditional, good quality food, not soup. Okay? We're going to have good quality food, and we're also going to turn the heater on in here, so the cookhouse should be nice and toasty. And this is, yeah, that's still nice and toasty too. So... We've got plenty of people. If you guys are hungry, go and get some bloody food. There's literally food. Go to the cookhouse. That's probably hungry because there's nowhere to eat it. Because there's no cookhouse. But now you can go and eat. Everyone's suddenly hungry. It's possibly the new arrivals. Right. As soon as the generator range upgrade is done, then I can start building a second tier of better quality housing. For that, I'm going to be needing... Hang on. Let's have a look-see here. In people, the bunkhouse, I need steel. So we need plenty of steel. Now, even though it's cold, it's not as cold as it used to be. I'm going to get 15 people just scavenging manually over here. Because we need the steel, and this steel is also being... Screw it. Just get as much steel in as quickly as possible. If we can get tons of steel in and stupid fast, faster we can get steel in, the more good quality houses we can build, the better, because that's going to be at the secondary tier. So I just need to house all these new people as soon as possible. There should be there should be plenty of opportunity for, yeah, we've got right now 10 people are being treated, which is odd because there's only 8 sick. So who are the other 2? Are they just bunking off? I feel like some people are just bunking off right now because I really feel like they could do with, like, you know, working or whatever. Right. We do need... Coal is starting to go down a little bit, but that's fine. I've been preparing for this. That's why we got this road ready. So, resources... Oh, no, we're not ready for that yet. We are ready for a sawmill pretty soon. So, this sawmill...
Don't we already have one of those?
We do, but it wouldn't hurt to have an extra, because we've got loads of extra people to give jobs to right now. So,
okay, so, a couple of people are saying you need a steel mill. CPU Purple Heart says it. Also, Delta Command says you need steelwork building next to mine for steel.
Yeah. Where do you mine for steel? Is that the that's the iron ore building, isn't it? You need that over here. Yeah, iron ore deposits, which I assume we kind of have to refine into steel.
Okay, Keegan said Keegan has a really good incentive for you to do well in this game.
Yes.
If you get far enough,
yes,
you can pass a law declaring yourself God King.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, okay, you were above the thing. I thought there was like an explosion or something.
No, well, that's not happening. I'm now God King of the Ruins. It's fine. Guys, Use the road. I built you a road. Walk along it, then walk round. Don't. Ugh. Idiots.
Okay, Anthony says the grey icons show people being treated, the red icons show people untreated. There's together 18 sec.
Okay, well that's fine because we're just going to go for...
It's not...
Well, no, it is fine. I'm going to pass a law about overcrowding. Alright, if there's no room, you just get treated on the floor. Boom.
Oh, great.
So that now...
So can we build more houses?
Well, I've just doubled the capacity of the medical facilities, which should mean these 7 immediately disappear and now go over to the medical facilities. So that should be absolutely fine. So now everyone should be able to... Yeah, look at that. The number of people sick is starting to fall. Generator range research has been done. So now I can whack this up to range setting. Yeah, heat zone level 2. Is that actually happening by itself right now? Is it happening? Yes, it looks like it's happened automatically. So I can start... I don't think I need to do anything. It looks like it has happened by itself. Yeah, it automatically happens at 2, but now it started eating coal faster. But that's fine because I have built out towards this coal deposit. So now we need to build some housing. Not a huge amount of housing, to be honest. We've only got... Hang on, how much is it? It's 34 homeless. So that's fine. So all we need to do now is get back over to here and get back over to... People were saying... What were people saying?
Okay, fair enough. Keegan says actually overcrowding is a good choice.
Yeah.
So there you go. The chat sometimes says nice things about you.
Extracts iron ore from deep deposits and processes it to deliver up to 30 steel per standard workday. Yeah, people were saying steelworks. Let's get a steelworks underway.
A random guy says if only John could build some sort of a one-way road system.
If only.
Yeah.
If only it were possible.
Oh.
I would love it if so. Right, I'm going to build that to there, and then this to here. And now we've got ourselves a new road system around the back of here. And then I should have enough steel and wood to put down enough housing to house literally everyone. And if you're hungry, go to the cookhouse. Okay, it's... Why is it not? Well, it has stuff in it. Like, we have resources, and there's... Just go to the... It's here, right? Yeah, we've got... Yeah, food rations. Just go to the stores and get food. If you're hungry, go and eat. Do I have to do something to force them to eat? There's a cookhouse, it's open, and there's stores with cooked rations in it. Why are they not just doing that? I don't understand why they're actually, like, refusing to, like, you know, feed themselves. And also the roads are almost done, which means I can start getting the new bunkhouses down. So as soon as the roads are done, I should be able to... Street is not connected to the generator. It should be momentarily. As soon as these streets are finished being built, and we're just waiting for people to build the streets. As soon as you build the streets, I can give you housing. I prioritise this, guys, because, you know, oh, the wreckage has been depleted over there, so people are running out of wreckage. And this is going to make a few people sick, but it's fine.
Okay, people get food. People go get food when they're off duty, says Lucy. So
well, hopefully they'll go and do that now, yeah. Housing problems, no roof over our head. I guarantee I will provide shelter for everyone because I'm literally in the process of doing it. Okay. I'm ahead of the game here.
John,
yes?
Coal is going to run out.
Coal is... It will run out, not imminently, but
but I know, but... The chat is telling me and also yelling about the fact that I'm not telling you, so
it's
now I'm telling
fine.
you.
I'm literally going to research, like, a coal plant at some point.
So they won't eat during work hours, so that's why they're
You're going on an emergency shift, by the way, in order to just... Oh, that's a big chunk of discontent, but that's fine. It'll be fine. It's fine,
yeah, Anthony says they'll eat eventually, because when they're not on shift, it's fine. John, however, doesn't gather enough food to build more, brackets, way more hunters' huts.
I could build some more hunters' huts. That's true. Yeah, probably my priority for tomorrow is to get the coal situation stabilised and sort out the food situation. I can see the good sense in that. Oh my god,
discontent is so high.
Discontent is fine, Claire. It's just, there's just been a few emergency shifts, people are hungry, lack of medical care, bad food, overcrowding medical facilities. Other than that, everything's dandy. In fact, actually, we can turn off... In fact, I can slow down the rate of... everything right now, because I can turn off the heaters in all sorts of buildings. because these buildings don't need heaters on anymore, because now they're in range. So all of these buildings are you technically in range? You're not in range, so you have to stay where you are because you're technically not in tier 1. As soon as people have actually gone to eat, which now they're in their free time, I'm assuming they will go and do, hunger will drop radically, okay, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, Keegan says food's about to be an issue. You have about 100 rations for 114 people.
I can see how that's a problem, yes.
Yeah.
I can see how that's a bit of a problem.
Tantrika says the higher the discontent Mita gets, the less John is able to notice it.
Okay, but we've just solved all the housing issues, and the amount of hunger is dropping, so this is all fine. So my next priority is probably how much does that hothouse cost? I could jump ship to that hothouse. That requires a steam core to get going. No, it costs it's a steam core to build. Produce up to 30 raw food a day. Yeah, go on. Another technology is currently being researched. Okay, fine. We'll leave it for now. I'll get on the steam house. I'll get on the hot house next, and then we'll start working on the hot house. So I've got space in the second tier for that. I think as people eat, discontent will go down.
No.
Yes?
Trimoctopus says they're all on extra shifts. They don't have time to go eat because they all have like a shift when they're supposed to be off.
What? Oh, it's the people in the emergency shifts, is it?
Yeah.
Well, who's on emergency shift right now? I mean, the workshop's only 5 people, so that can't be all 15. And I don't think I've actually got any other emergency shifts on right now. The emergency shifts were like yesterday. I'm not sure who it is.
You're not still on soup, are you?
No, I've changed over to normal rations, but the soup is currently in the stockpile, so the soup's already been produced and is being eaten. So people are eating the soup right now, but subsequent raw stuff that's coming in is going to be not soup.
Keegan says, if you're not still on soup, you need to change back, because the hunters won't bring close to 100 food tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna get more hunters' huts down now. I'm gonna get a double hunter hut down immediately along this street.
Yeah.
And then we'll get some more hunting going on. And probably people are okay, someone's died of overwork.
Wow.
Okay, we're going to end the emergency shifts for today. Tomorrow there will be more emergency shifts. But for today, we're cancelling that because you know, the embarrassing thing is that was the workshop. Like, this guy basically thought himself to death. Like, the people who do emergency shifts in the sawmills, they don't drop dead.
No, because they're, like, moving, and that makes them warm.
Mm-hmm.
That makes complete sense. Anyway, shout out to...
This building is heated. In fact, I should turn the heating... Oh, no, it's not heated. Well, it's within range of the generator. It's fine.
Anthony says double pike hut. When you build a double hut.
So we're just going to build huts everywhere. It's fine. You guys go and build the huts.
Well, I don't know.
Everything's okay. Everything's fine, Claire. Everything's fine. In fact, I need to take... Yes.
Shout out to Tantrika in chat who says, someone died of overwork. Why did my heart sink with dread that it was Claire?
Okay. Scouts have reached the observatory. We've got something to do over there. Right, let's have a look, see what's going on out in the world. So the observatory. Please explore it. Please don't find people. So the sun's going out. Possibly because it got too hard.
What, the sun's going out, like, in general, or today?
Well, I think we're just learning backstory through like, going around and exploring. So instead of astronomers, we're met by some of our lost people. Oh, we don't need them. We don't need them. They explained they came here for help but found everyone dead. Yeah, sure, okay, fine. So these people are cannibals and they're lying. Astronomers... I've been playing too much Fallout, clearly. The astronomers continued their observations until they starved. Also important for them, they wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of sunlight can't be explained solely by the fouling of the atmosphere by southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. So I can escort them to the city. Actually, there's not that many of them. There's like, that's another 40-odd. Yeah, escort them to the city. Boom. Escort them back. That'll slow it down, but it should mean they'll get there safely. Fine. Back to the city. I need to take a quick break. I do actually need a quick break at this point. I need a quick break in order to just, you know, chill out nice and quickly. Hang on, where's the thing?
Are you very stressed out?
Huh? I just need some fresh water and some Jaffa cakes. Okay? We'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, we are back. We've got Jaffa cakes. Everything's good. Right, back to all of that. I'm glad I just noticed I just tried to turn the microphone and failed. Otherwise, I would just basically just started playing the game and there would have been no commentary. It would have been like, Jaffa cakes. So, I've realised we're in a bit of trouble, which is food's running desperately low. And yeah, we've got about 17 hours worth of coal remaining. So, what we need to do is desperately get more food and more coal. Now, the food situation we're going to try and patch with a couple more teams of hunters, which, you know, we got plenty of people who are just available right now, so that should be fine. So we got plenty of people of that, and we need to get the coal facility, like, done ASAP. Now, I'd love to emergency shift, except I can't, because we cancelled the emergency shift out of respect for Jim, who died of overwork doing emergency shifts, exactly the building I'd like to emergency shift. So we probably shouldn't do that. So that means that's just not going to work. So we do desperately need to get the coal thing sorted out as soon as possible. Like, I've tried to slow down the rate of coal consumption by turning off the heater in the buildings that no longer require it. But I've got the feeling that it's going to cause trouble regardless. In fact, actually, can I just actually turn this off for the time being? I mean, this isn't doing anything right now. Yeah, get rid of that, demolish that. This one probably needs to stay on, to be honest, because people are actually going to be working there. And the same needs to be done here. This needs people, and this needs to be heated up too. But I have still managed to demolish this building, so that gets me a little bit back. We should be into work time again very, very shortly. People are building the new hunters, which is good. So we can get all of that built ASAP.
Okay.
Yes, Claire?
Anthony says, rush the coal mine. Even if the furnace is out for a few hours, it's not the end of the world, hopefully.
I will. I'm not sure I've even got the ability to build the coal mine yet. I think I need to... Yeah, I need to research that. As soon as the hothouse is done, because food is also a problem, I will go straight on to... Yeah, as I've already done 70% of the hothouse. After that, it's straight into the coal mine.
And you need a steam core for both a coal mine and a hothouse. So
I have one steam... Where do you get more steam cores from? Are they just like from scouts and whatever? I think just like scouts bring those along, if I remember correctly. Chat, tell me where to get more steam cores. Can't remember.
Ooh, good idea. Notilius says for this year's anniversary cooking video, you should make a giant Jaffa cake.
It's kind of a fun idea. Make the world's biggest... A bit simple though. Might be a bit simple. Might need to be a bit more complex than that. Right, everyone working here. Everybody working here. Apparently don't have any workers left. Right, where are the workers right now? We got ourselves...
Mr. Face Rock says we should rename the emergency shift Gym Memorial Shifts.
That vaguely makes sense, yes. Where are my workers? I need workers, of which there are...
Okay, steam cores are found by scouts.
Yeah,
and
scouts.
by the way, you still have 2 coal piles in the city, which I think you can just gather if they're just there in piles.
That's true. There's some over here. There's some over here. And now it's minus 30. That's a little bit more manageable than it was. Right. You guys get over here. More people over here. Steel is not quite the biggest priority right now. I have a few people doing that. Yeah, I might build just a little road out here and have people just do that manually. Though maybe I'll build them one gathering hut just for the sake of it. Yeah, there's another one over here as well. So as an emergency, it's probably not a terrible idea to send a few people out to that. In fact, people are not wrong. That's probably a good thing to just keep me going. So I'm just going to have one road. Actually, that's not the most efficient way to do it. Presumably the most efficient way would be to... The most efficient way would be to, what? Loop a road round here. If I could loop a road round here, that would get me to here. And that will probably be... This here will probably be a good enough position to absorb all of that. But then again, that's minus 8. Hang on, what's the most efficient word? What's the most efficient way to build a thing that gets me... That's gotta be okay. That's also, that's minus 7 right there. That's minus 8 and 9. That's minus 9 there. Ah, screw it. Get it done. Right, so there's going to be a new road there and a new gathering outpost here, which means 10 people can work on getting us enough coal so that we don't die. There is a small amount of hunger, but there is still some food. I'm going to move the cookhouse over to soup again, because we're approaching food crisis. Hunters are going out like everywhere. We've got more people arriving soon. We have 14 unemployed children and 9 unemployed everything else. It's just children working in the cookhouses, right? Yes, that's absolutely fine. Can I assign... Sadly, I can't assign children to work in the medical posts. Apparently, they're not very good at that. Bloody useless kids. Okay. Claire, over to you.
Shout out to Hansan, who gave us 50 Swedish krona and said, now that the cold is jumping, with all the kids worked in, the gatherers are pumping, quick to the heat, to the point no freer than ice, ice, baby. I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you're like...
A lot of effort went into that. Proof of that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're hoping I would recognize a song and, like, do the melody of it and
ice,
stuff.
Ice, baby.
Yeah. John could do it.
Yeah.
I can't.
There we go. Right, hang on. I just did the sawmill, so now I need to get the coal mining. Coal mining needs to be underway. I've got plenty of materials for that. So start working on the coal mining. So get that underway. That needs to be done. And hopefully that can be done all in today. That's going to require... I really hope that can be done today. I hope we can squeeze that in today so we can get that built in the free time tonight over here. If we can't, then that could be moderately problematic. Right, well, we've got spare...
Ooh, apparently there's a law that makes kids able to work in hospitals and workshops, says Tyler.
Oh, yeah, kids, yeah, all jobs. Good news. Children are now being deployed out to... Wait, hang on, no.
That was not a good... That was not a suggestion, John. It was just...
Good point. That's the thing I should be doing. What I should be doing is building a gathering post out here first. So Steelworks is ready to go. Instead... Yeah, that falls in range of... That falls in range of
yeah, okay.
This.
Pence says children could have helped with sick posts if you made shelters instead of making them work normal jobs.
Yeah, fine. Right now it just says it's only engineers show up, but if I'd passed the law that children could do all jobs, then they could have done. So we're going to build a new gathering outpost, then I'm going to send children to gather coal using the gathering outpost, which will slow down the rate of coal decline while we desperately try and research the coal thing. And in addition, we are getting food in as fast as possible. Scouts have arrived with more people, including actually quite a handful of engineers there. We actually got a really good big handful of engineers out of that. That's useful. So, good news, guys. We got 26... Oh, we got more homeless. That's fine, because there's plenty of tier 2 space for more housing yet. Okay, slap down some more housing over there. This is... Claire, stop panicking. It's under control.
I'm cool. I want Jaffa cakes.
It's okay. Actually, that building's kind of irritatingly in the way. Actually, I could build them here. I think there's enough space for me here. How much do I need to build? 26 homeless. That's absolutely fine. People, bunkhouse. I can squeeze 2 bunkhouses in here and here. And then there's... I'm kind of running out of tier 2 space. Can I squeeze one in there? Oh. Slight issue with tier 2 space. I think we need to... Okay. So that's tier. Okay. That's a bunkhouse right there. What is this? This is filling up space. Okay, I'm once again demolishing another cookhouse because it's in the way of where I could put some proper housing. So the cookhouse is going further out. I'll put it next to the cemetery. That way, if we do just... I'm not saying we're going to commit to cannibalism, but if we do, it'll be convenient.
So,
yes.
Is that really where you're putting it?
Yes.
Okay.
Just in case.
Oh my god. Okay.
Just in case.
Okay. Well.
Look, I'm not saying we should. I'm just asking questions. Like, should we? Like, if we were to want to eat people, then put.
No. That's done.
Okay.
No.
You go and set up your own city, and we'll see how long Clareville lasts. Okay. With your bloody... Oh, we don't eat people. And children don't get worked to death. Wow. Bloody PC gone mad. Health and safety SJWism over there. We'll see how all of that works out in Clareville. Over here in Johnville, we work our children to death and then we eat them. It's the circle of life. Claire's so done with this shit. Right, the children are now gathering coal.
It's just karma. It's, I have to take all this shit from you because I'm so gifted.
I think we've just managed to counteract the falling coal. Coal is now rising off the back of this deposit.
Oh,
so
dear.
for a day, this is actually gonna be okay. Okay, next up on the plan. Shut up, Claire, stop panicking. This is now here.
Oh,
and
God.
now this is food, new cookhouse. The cookhouse goes out here by the opposite the cemetery. And boom. There we go. Nice. Okay, that's enough housing. We've got food for the time being. The hunting parties are going to be going out and trying to find some stuff. The coal situation is stabilised. Okay, everything's under control and coal mining's nearly done. Once that's done, we should have stable coal for quite some time. Whew.
Shout out to Grey Morality, who gave us $5. And
Speaking of Grey Morality.
Fun fact. Okay. Now, this is a previous super chat from Grey Morality, but next up I have a comment from them that's, like, very, very apt, so... anyway, fun fact, at -40 you don't need to specify Fahrenheit or Celsius, because that is the temperature where they are the same.
Excellent.
But also, Grey Morality gave us $5 just now, and says, as my grandfather always said, sometimes you need to eat people to save people.
Strikes me as eminently reasonable right there.
Anyway, people in the chat just want to let you know
yes.
that the cookhouse won't work if it's too cold.
I will turn on the heater.
Yeah, also don't forget to upgrade those tents to more efficient housing.
I'm a bit lacking in steel right now, but when the option becomes available, I will do. Right. Soup and heated.
Your scouts need to be sent to new places.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah.
Right, back out over here. Let's send them to the sturdy shelter because it's being flagged in yellow. So that's absolutely fine. Are they going there right now? Scout team waiting. Yeah, go to sturdy shelter. Admittedly, if we find people there, we might need to have to leave those people to their deaths because I can't really support many more people in this city right now. We're kind of like we're getting close to full up. So you know. Swings and roundabouts, which is a very polite way of saying you get left to die. There's the iron ore deposit. I've got the steel mill ready to go, so I can build a road out here and basically just do a heated steel mill over here. So I've got that ready to go, but instead, please manage to... Right. Do you think we should tell the workshop people, admittedly they are the same people who died of overwork recently, to maybe overwork a bit more?
Yeah.
Because if we did, they might actually get... Actually, you know what? It's fine. Okay. 13 hungry, but there are 40 food rations. I think we should be okay for the time being. However, these new hunting parties seriously need to bring some stuff back with them, like ASAP. You guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Max it out. Yeah, just max out the flipping all of these places. 15 and 15. I think there's tech that means the hunters bring back a little bit more too. And I could build a hothouse, but I'm kind of going to struggle to squeeze it in because the bloody tech lab is kind of in the way. I should probably pull the tech lab. Like, the tech lab looks like it's actually getting in the way of tier 2. Like, I might want to at some point demolish the tech lab and build it in a new further out spot to open up more space for housing and hothouses. Because I think it's... Like, I can't build a road into it right now. It's kind of too far. It's kind of bugging out a bit. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because the tech labs are so cheap to do. I'm just gonna demolish that. I'm gonna reposition it. So that's fine. I think we've got a new amputee, by the way. We're out of... Why are we out of coal? Oh, right. People who work in the coal gathering facilities, congratulations. You are still you're still working. Cause we need coal to make the generator work. Don't shut down. Don't shut down. We literally... Claire, why didn't you tell me that coal was a problem?
I told you that coal was a problem!
This is why Clareville's a disaster zone, Claire. Generator is shutting down. Don't shut it down! Reactivate! Oh, bloody hell. Steam level 1, that's right. Get it turned back on again. And... Boom. We can just... Okay. As long as everybody who's gathering coal keeps doing it 24 hours a day forever, we can keep the heat on. I see no problem with this plan. Shut up! Stop looking at me like that. I can feel your judging eyes.
But aren't you used to that by now, though?
Yes! Right, that goes over there. This is now a new bit of space that we can actually slap down some good stuff in. And this is going to be a road. Right.
John, you were told ages ago.
Yeah. There we go. Now I've got space for tier 1 and tier 2 stuff. And this guy just goes out over here, and that's fine. So the generator is on, and everybody gets to sleep well, apart from the 10 children who I've just told to go into a 24-hour shift.
I'm sorry, but they're not adults not working right now.
They're busy eating.
Oh my god.
Do you not want the children to do the 24-hour shift?
I would prefer. I think
fine,
I would not be the only one
Max. Job done. I've redeployed adults. Here lies George Hall and Simon Hayworth, the 2 people who died so that everyone else might live. Oh, we're out of food, by the way.
Yeah, that was also pointed out to you a while back.
Well, the hunter teams are on their way, and as soon as coal mining's done, I will... Actually, did I ever finish the hothouse, or did I never even do it in the first place? Food. No, we don't have the hothouse ready yet. That's done after the coal mining. So we've got no food, but the hunters will come back in the morning, I think, and then there will be food.
Titan Darwin says John's promoting Victorian work values there. That's nice.
That's part of the reason why there's no food. I forgot to actually assign children to work in the cookhouse. That's now in the cemetery. Okay, we should be grateful for what we have, I suppose. Hope is actually pretty high right now. Hope's pretty good. Maybe I could pass some form of law, like some form of law that stops people bloody complaining. That strikes me as a good idea.
Laws that prevent complaining never make people more hopeful or happy.
A care house. Triage. You can use triage in medical facilities to instantly heal 2/3 of patients, but 1/4 of patients will die instantly. I'm not sure that's what triage is, actually, is it? I'm not sure triage kills 1/4 of people instantaneously. Now, if I build... Okay, I'm going to build a care house, because that leads into prosthetics, which seems like a good idea. And then, as a result, the badly injured people will eat half as much. And they will no longer burden the medical post. So it just will free up some space. So, and also I assume that's going to make everyone a bit happier. Now, unfortunately, I'm not sure we can actually desperately heat.
Keegan says that cookhouse is just drawing coal. It's too cold to work.
Okay, fine. Given no one's actually working there right now, I'll just offset it. And I'll just turn it off for the time being.
Apparently that workshop placement was terrible.
That workshop placement? What workshop placement? Why?
I don't know. You built a workshop and everybody yelled about it.
I don't care.
But they didn't tell me why, so...
Well, it's probably just outside the warmth or whatever. But in fact, it looks warm enough to me. Because building... No, they're wrong. Look, building installation for the workshop's really high. There was a reason I did it this way. Like, literally, even positioned as it is, like, it's absolutely fine and toasty because it's perfectly livable with a very low risk of getting ill, so it's fine. It was in a worse position here. Now I've freed up space for good stuff.
Anyway, shout out to Colin, who gave us $20 and said, "Hey John, finally managed to catch one of your streams. I don't think I'd heard of this game before your announcement yesterday. You said it was made by the devs of This War of Mine. How on earth did I miss this?"
Yeah, it's pretty good. So, 5 food from 2 raw food. So, I've got 40-odd food coming in off my hunter teams. So, that's not going to be enough food, but it's going to be enough food to stave off starvation for, like, now. So, this is fine. And now everybody starts working. And everything's fine. And if anyone wants, like, just manually... Okay, you know what? If there's any spare flipping engineers right now, get out there and just gather the coal.
The workshop is inside Ring 2, and that's why they're annoyed about it.
Oh, they're annoyed because it's still inside Ring 2. It's
too close, yeah.
It's too close, not that it's too far away. Well, it's better than it was. It is better than it was. Okay?
Alright, shout out to T and Charcoal, who gave us $5 and said, "Hi John and Claire, I'm excited to be able to catch a stream again. Question for Claire. How does it feel to have psychic powers when John doesn't?" It's pretty sweet, let me tell you. John was recording the video and I was editing in my office, which shares a wall with the room we're in now where John is recording. And I don't know, took my headphones off to go to the bathroom or whatever, come back and just hear John go, "No! Clara's going to be so smug!" from across the wall. So, of course, when he came out of that recording session, I immediately went, "You know, I have a feeling something's changed. I can just tell. You know, do you have anything to tell me about? Like, is there anything special going on? I just have a hunch."
Right, get that built first.
He's not stopped being salty about it since then, by the way.
That's because you haven't stopped bloody boasting about it.
Yeah, because it's freaking awesome.
Now, is that acceptable? Is that, yeah, that's a decent spot right there, right? Then there to there to.
Oh, so someone said earlier you should build a fighting arena, and when they're hitting each other they won't complain, and I thought that was a joke, but people keep bringing it up.
No, fighting arenas, yeah. That is an option. I can pass a law to make those legal, yes.
So there you go, you can do that if you want.
Okay, I think I've got the roads I need and the positioning I need for the coal mine, because I need the road to be just slightly further out to work for the coal mine. So the coal mine will be under production very, very soon indeed, and then everything will be fine. And then there should therefore be enough coal, hopefully, to deal with it. Let's just quickly check in on the coal situation here. Coal consumption is at 288 a day. So as we're gathering 827 a day, though admittedly where the supplies are going down fast, that should be enough for us to be okay for the time being. And we've actually got, yeah, the situation with the hospitals is fine. In fact, actually, I'm going to, at this point, get rid of one of these medical posts, because we don't actually need it anymore. We're okay. And I'll free up the space for, like, more housing in case more people show up. Now, are we building the coal mine yet? Not just yet, but we're getting there. And then everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. We've got plenty of wood coming in. We got this gathering post where a bunch of engineers are just working on gathering the coal. They're probably not thrilled, but discontent is you know, lower than it was. They're also complaining about lack of medical care, which is odd because like the 3 people.
When they double down in it?
Huh?
Didn't they have like double down, like 2 people a bed or whatever? Could that be what it is?
Well, right now it's just saying 3 people are being treated. So, like, I don't know why they're complaining about poor medical care, aside from the fact we do, we do legitimately have overcrowding as a thing that's like a policy. But it strikes me as odd because, like, this place is not even. Yeah, there's literally only 3 people out of a maximum of 10 inside this one medical post. Like, it's not overcrowded. I don't know why they're complaining about poor medical care. I don't get it. Maybe it's not that bad because it's only got a little kind of a little kind of line against it rather than like a big arrow thing. And also the emergency shift. So if I just can hold off emergency shifting, which hopefully I can do, if you guys would just build the cocking coal mine, that'll be fine. We're barely going to get any coal out of that thing today. But I think we should have enough coal stored up of basically all of the work we've done over here, just gathering coal as fast as possible, that it's fine. The coal tomorrow should hopefully start generating enough. It'll be fine. A coal pile has just been depleted over there, which is a shame. And then there's another coal pile over here. Yeah, you guys just work on that as well. Just basically keep working that as long as you can. We're getting close towards our actual cap of wood because we've got 2 sawmills. And there we go. Now, workers, get in there. 24 coal an hour being brought in now. Kabloom. And I'm going to heat it as well.
Okay, Rowan says you should try using the care home law.
I think I already have.
That's the one that gets like prosthetics, is it? Or...
Haven't I already? I swear I've already done that. Yeah, I've already got a care home.
Yeah, okay.
So up to 20 gravely ill amputees are cared for, receiving halved food rations. So I'm going to have that a bit further. I could have that a bit further out. Also, I need a technology tree, and I really want to get the hothouse done. So get that underway. And oh no, there's no point because I haven't got any steam cores just now. Medical post upgrade. People employing the medical post will heal the sick 10% faster. I can do without that. Hunters gear. Better hunters. Yeah, hunters.
Yeah, definitely.
Hunters bringing more food in faster. That'll help. It'll help slow down the rate of food. Yeah, that's fine. And my scout team's almost back as well. They've almost returned to base. Are they bringing people with them? I can't remember. Or are they investigating? No, they were just investigating something. Right, so sturdy shelter. And the shelter, this search might provide... Oh, it might provide steam cores, not people.
Cool.
Good. And the trolley... I don't need another city. I've got enough cocking people to bloody feed.
Yeah, but It says take resources, not take
Okay,
people.
good. So the shelter's comfortable and well equipped with emergency supplies. There's a notice posted by the heavy round door. To all scientists, if you use any supplies, remember to notify the quartermaster on your return to the city. This means there's another city out there. Signpost by the trail points 2 directions. London, 1,934 miles. Home, 27 miles. So we've discovered a steel bridge, and I get a steam core. Oh, I get food.
Does it say home? Like, just no descriptor?
One assumes so. And there's a gloomy cave. We thought we saw a hint of that. I'm going to send them over there next rather than chasing the steel bridge. Because this is actually... Oh, but it's actually further away. This, however, is... Yeah, because they're in this location already. So I may as well have them continue to just chase down home.
Thomas says... Yes. Thomas says his cat is looking at the stream and looking really annoyed because John is too loud for her liking. Aww. You would not believe the amount of times that John does an extremely loud thing, like laugh really loudly, or like very cheerfully, like runs to his office because he's got a really good idea. And like,
I think the term you thought is skipping.
Yeah, skipping. Yeah, no, that's really appropriate. And like Tabby looks around like, why is there loud noises? What?
Pretty damn much. Okay, okay. Let's think about this here. Let's think about this, because I still haven't built a bloody steam hub. Steam hubs don't require...
Oh, yeah, John, they wanted you to go to the bridge, to the steel bridge.
I think that's where I am going.
Oh, okay,
I think that's where I am going next, because it was closer. But it looks like I don't get the resources until they actually... The scouts come home and deliver them.
Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly. Keegan just confirmed that.
Yeah, so because I haven't received the steam core, so I'm guessing the steam core is now with the scouts. They're holding those resources. Until they actually bring something back to base with them, I don't get that. So I can't build, like, for example, the hothouse that I need. So I'm dependent on hunters and their improved hunter gear for the moment. So I'm hoping that's enough to keep me, you know, alive.
Okay. Well, whilst we keep going, shout out to Skoo, who gave us 10 euros and said, new favorite YouTuber, greetings from Austria.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, and shout out to Amanda, who gave us $5 and said, sorry, Claire and John, I'm a little bit late coming into the live stream, so here's $5 to say sorry for being late. So
that's quite all right.
That. That comment has waited a little bit in the queue, so you know, no shade about being late, I guess. And shout out to Keith, who gave us $5 New Zealand and said, I finally managed to make it to a stream. No real message here, just an honest thank you for all the entertainment you provide, and have a great day.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. Yes. And I'm just going to extend out the road towards a new steel works over here, because we need steel. Yes.
Shout out to Keegan and Pence, who both say your storage space for wood is almost full.
I saw.
Yeah. So
don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on that, because you can see at a glance like how you're doing in terms of versus your capacity cap, because it's the yellow bar.
Yeah,
at the
I mean,
top
you don't
there.
want to lose anything basically because of that.
Yeah, and I think all my hunter teams are now heading off, which is fine. Right now I've got flipping 18 children and 21 engineers not doing anything at this exact moment in time. So I need to really find stuff for them to do. So that's fine. I've just built the coal mine. I've got a steel works going up over there. I've got another... I might have to just have bloody engineers working in the steel works. It sounds relatively technical, so that strikes me as eminently reasonable right there.
Hayden says if you build more of the research buildings, you'll research quicker. More research can be life or death.
Ah, makes sense. Yeah, fine.
The build the care house objective has a timer that's slowly ticking down, by the way, says Justine.
I'm trying to build a road here. Let me build a road. Why are you being annoyed at me with me trying to build? I'm trying to build a road. Oh, there's already a road there. That'd be why. Right. Build the Claire house. Got it. I'm going to build it out here in the cold, in the kind of the industrial district.
That's fine.
Because I've just basically put its heater on, because it's really big. The care house is annoyingly big for there being literally one amputee. So I
mean, I just presume there's going to be more than one amputee in future.
Like, it would take so much space up that I want to have for housing. So I kind of feel like I just want to have it like...
But it's supposed to be quite far out, isn't it? Like,
actually, I'll have it near the cemetery. Because these are people who are like...
Oh my god, that is gonna... I mean, presumably that doesn't have an effect on morale, but that would really be awful.
But like, what it is it's close by to the cookhouse, it's close by to the cemetery. So we've got various sources of human meat ready to be taken straight over to the cookhouse if that's what we decide to do.
That's what I thought you were implying.
Just in case that's what we need to do. Okay? It's fine. No one's hungry yet. We think we've got like just enough soup to keep us going, though I'm concerned that the temperature is about to drop again. But at least this time, there are heated buildings ready to go. And indeed, people in their free time, it's 1 AM, and people have decided to basically go and build the bloody steel mill. Because they can't think of anything better to do in their free time than build a steel mill. People are odd in this game. And the Clare House promise has been fulfilled. Hope rises. They haven't noticed that the care house is unfortunately... actually, you know what? The care house has very good building insulation, so it doesn't even need to be in the centre near the generator. It's fine. So therefore, by law, all gravely ill amputees will be given palliative treatment before we can find a proper way to care for them. So right now, we have just got eligible people not in care houses 6. So we've still got like another 12 capacity in the care house. So loads of people will now move to the care house. That presumably frees up space in these houses. So I'll have spare capacity in the houses for later when more stuff shows up. And speaking of which, I can actually upgrade one of my tents to an actual bunkhouse right now, because why not? And that just reduces my steel, but I've literally just finished a steel mill, so engineers are going to be working in that, and that's going to produce 4 steel an hour out of a cap of like 100,000, so this will never run out of anything. And I'm going to heat up the building because, you know, it deserves it. These are people that are keeping us going. Is the coal mill, is the coal heated, by the way? Yeah, the coal mine is also heated. We have enough coming in, it should be fine. In fact, actually, the workday is like 12 hours or something. The coal mine, I think, produces 24 coal an hour, so therefore that's going to be producing like 240 plus easily a day. And the consumption is consumption is, hang on, that's, oh, okay. It's a little bit, okay. I think we're probably just about okay. And there's one hungry person, we're out of food. But the hunters will be back soon. Ooh. The hunters will be back soon, and in 30 minutes, my scouts are going to make it to the bridge, and then they can investigate that. And then I think I need to bring them home, because I need the steel core in order to... Sorry, the steam core in order to produce the hothouse, in order to actually have enough food to not die.
Okay, here's something that's probably going to make you happy. Keegan says you should put on the heat overlay.
Yes, I have seen that. I will turn in a second. But first, explore the steel bridge everyone was so excited by.
Yeah.
So we found a functional robot. We stopped at the edge of a deep white ravine, marvelling at the steel bridge spanning it, even more so the huge automaton sweeping snow from the roadway. It would be possible to send the machine back to our city or disassemble it for its resources. And we've also discovered a weather station and a large convoy. Send it to the city, which gets us 1 automaton, and or dismantle it for 2 steam cores, which would be the equivalent of 2 greenhouses.
All right. So what are we asking the chat? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put this to a vote here, because this is a big important decision. Do we want a robot, which I don't even know what it does?
Do you want us to do an actual poll?
Yep. Straw poll this. Straw poll this.
I'll do it because Tom said earlier he was on a slow computer.
So we are going to either we want a robot, which we don't even know what it does, but it's kind of badass by the sounds of it. But no, it sounds like it's a street sweeping robot, so we're not really sure.
I mean, we have a lot of engineers. They might be able to reprogram.
In fact, actually, let's just chat. First things first, chat. While Claire's making the poll, start spamming. If you know what the robot does, what does the robot do, so we can actually, vote in an informed fashion.
Do not say dismantle it or send it home, because that's going to be in the poll. Yes. And it just makes the chat move faster, and I can't read it.
Yeah, instead, people who are actually in the chat, tell us what the robot does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Placeholder account says robots can replace every person working at one single coal mine.
Oh, so basically I can just send 1 robot to, like, a facility, and the robot just runs the facility by itself.
It replaces all the work crew of any building, says Delta.
Okay. So, okay, in which case, I'd say our problem isn't that we don't have enough people to run our facilities. I'd say our problem is...
Send it back, it will work 24/7, constantly producing whatever you need.
Ah, but it works effectively emergency shifts constantly.
Rainbow Ninja says, I mean, the robot could kill everyone, but that just means that we have to feed less people.
Okay, so
I don't
yeah...
know if that's real, but... Yeah.
This strikes me as... Okay, this is a fair vote. So basically, we're either getting some... Either we can make basically the coal mine or the steelworks run 24 hours a day forever, which would be really powerful, or we get 2 steam cores by dismantling it, which means we can build, like, together with the one I've got with the crew, I'd get 3 steam cores total. That's 3 hot houses.
Okay.
That's enough food to feed everybody.
Other arguments, the automaton works without heat. It does kill people.
It does kill people.
Keegan says you're better off dismantling it.
Wait
a minute. I have way more comments because you asked them for.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yeah.
You won't have to force children to work in the snow all day.
It's fine.
Rumu loves you, John. Don't dismantle Rumu. Yeah, robots can replace. It works at 60% worker efficiency, can be upgraded, but it does work 24 hours a day.
So really, it's it's working twice as much, but basically half as efficient. It's basically just the same as a worker shift then.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that makes sense.
The robot basically works even if it's cold and can work at coal mines in any building and effectively does better. Well, I don't know if it does better. Someone else said it does 60%.
Yeah, I think I think we've got enough information. My instinct would be to dismantle it because I think steam core times 3 gets me enough food to live.
Thomas Richter says the robot can smell things and teleport cheese from petrol.
I love that sketch. It's a great sketch. Right, get the vote out if it's not already.
Okay. What should we do?
Oh, I'm going to top up my water while you're typing the poll. I need to. I'm going to grab water.
Sure thing.
Water. Also, oh wait, hang on. I can also need Jaffa cake. Hang on, I'm going to need Jaffa.
Jaffa. Would you top up mine, please?
No.
Please.
One.
Thank you.
Claire, entertain the people by being entertaining.
Oh, great. Entertain the people by being entertaining. That's gonna be great. Okay, I'm just doing the poll. What should we do? Send the giant robot home or dismantle the giant robot for steam cores? I have that with you all in like just a second. Bet it. Poll. There we go. I'm now spamming the poll in the comments. I don't know if the robot can actually murder people or if everybody is just like, you know, telling us that because it's funny. Yeah, keep it entertaining. There's a reason John's in charge of the channel and not actually me. But, you know, whatever. Jesus. John, you have to come back. I'm not entertaining enough. It's a water bottle. You open the top of it and then you put water in it.
It's like a cocky Crystal Maze game. I feel like I've been given a mental challenge on the Crystal Maze. I've managed to get some water into it.
Oh my god, I hate you.
It had a stupid mesh on the top.
Yeah,
we couldn't get it open. Just give me a cup.
Hey.
That would have been much easier. Use a cup like a normal person.
No, that's much easier, and it makes sure that I drink all the water while I sit at my desk. Anyway, okay.
What's the product to say?
Sometimes YouTuber says basic math. A team of 10 work at 100% for 10 hours. That gives you 1. 60% at 24 hours. That gives you 1.44, so it's 44% more effective daily over a 10-man site.
Plus, no risk of injury.
Yes, there is that. Let's see what people are saying. Sorry, I'm just looking at the results.
Ooh.
Send a Giant Robot Home is winning by 82%. We only have 35 votes.
Fine. You got okay. If you want to swing it back to Dismantle, then I think it's going to win. I think Giant Robot's going to win.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that, even though I think Dismantling it is more sensible, I think Giant Robot's going to win anyway.
Mr. Nobody's gave us $5 and said, I'm so happy I just paid off my rent on a center bed. The wiki doesn't say that it will kill people, so maybe everybody else is just being, you know, I don't really...
And give us one update, but if it's still, like, overwhelming, we'll send the robot home.
It's overwhelming, but there's only 42 votes, and there's, like, 1,500 people watching, so that is a bit weird, but...
Well, we're sending it to the city. That appears to be what's going on.
1,600 people watching.
Nice. I think I need to deploy my team home. I need to deliver my steam core. So I'm sending my scout team home right now. And maximum number of scouts deployed. If I wanted to, I could use 40 wood and 5 workers to create a new team. Yeah, okay. Let's create a new team here. Let's create a new team. So where are my workers working right now? I've got plenty of wood for the time being, so I'm going to pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was it 6 people I needed for a new team? No, just 5. This building can't support another expedition. Current limit is... Oh, okay. Well, then I can't do that. Fine. Max that out in that case. Never matter. And apparently some people are angry about something. Right. So the care house has sent me a note of thanks. Hope rises slightly. With all the work we've had to do, it's so hard for families to properly care for an invalid. Places like this make life a little bit easier. Is invalid still an okay term? Is that term an acceptable term, or is that one of those terms we sort of retired?
I don't know.
Interesting. And finding the bridge to Winterhome proves that we're on the right track. Raise questions. Why was the bridge deserted? Why wasn't the automaton under the care of an engineer? There are logical explanations to it all. People are growing anxious. Hope falls slightly. Discontent is at a good low level right now. Pretty happy with that. So, and hopefully my hunters will be back momentarily and they'll, yeah. So I've just got 45 food delivered, which should be converted to about 110, 120 rations, which would just about keep everybody fed, just. So I think everyone just needs to eat 1 ration per day. So as long as I'm using soup, we should just about be okay. And we've got ourselves the steelworks, which is, it's chilly right now. Weather -1, building insulation +1. The heater should be coming on right now. So there we go. Now it's livable and a very low risk of getting ill. Good. And the same thing should be happening over here at the coal plant. Yep, the coal plant is fine as well. So we have got ourselves steel coming in and we have got ourselves coal coming in. So between those 2 facilities, we should be all right. And this building is not doing anything right now, so I'm going to dismantle that just basically for some free stuff. And in come all the hunters. Welcome back, lads. The city's really starting to grow now, isn't it? And as someone was suggesting, I'm now going to go into that. Oh, sploosh.
Okay.
Look at the sploosh.
Well,
look at the sploosh.
Okay. Sorry,
Oh, I should really put the heat on in the sawmill. Sorry, I'm glad I did that, because now it's indicated I really need to, like, you know, do that.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what they said, but basically, I think it was Keegan said, if you can see, a production building being in blue, then it won't be as effective, and it'll be really in trouble when the temperature drops.
That's fine. I've just whacked on the. Now that we've got the coal plant up and running, I've whacked on the heaters. So we should have enough.
Okay, CPU Purple Heart says once you get the automaton back, you can use it to work at the hothouse 24/7.
That's good. Yeah, so I can see the advantages there. Now, I do have one concern. My concern is, I can't help but notice that we're just about surviving insofar as the amount of coal is only barely going up. And that means at night, then it's going to start dropping rapidly. So we need to build another coal facility over here that my robot can work in. So
we're talking about putting it in the hothouse.
Well, there's no hothouse yet.
Pardon me.
Until my scout gets... Okay, the food situation we're just surviving in, the coal is gonna run out and the temperature's about to drop. I need to get, as soon as my scout team makes it back in 10 hours, I need to build a new coal facility right over here. And with that facility, then we will have enough coal to... Oh, good. I was about... The camera was just inside the smoke there. I was thinking, uh-oh. The terrifying doom plague has arrived. Oh, God. But no, it's fine. Coal mine needs... Yeah, coal mine unfortunately does need the steam core. Nothing else does. Do we have anything that can keep us going? There is some coal here. I'm going to deploy engineers to go and get it. That will get us... That will build up a stockpile of coal, which will be fine. I think, however, that's the last of the coal just sitting out in the open. I don't think there's any more. That is... Hang on, what's that over there? That's part of the frozen trees. I think that's going to be... That is... Yeah, that's the coal pile we're already gathering. I've sent the engineers that. That's literally a lot. Unfortunately, that's the last of the resources. So we can build a bit of a resource there. After that, tomorrow, we need to use that steam core to build the new stuff. And then, this is why I wish we'd demolished the robot. Okay, hunters will return with up to 20 from each hunt. That's good. So now we're getting a bit more off the hunts. This is fine. Generator power upgrade. What does that do? Allows us to raise the temperature in all heat zones by 1 level. No, I can do without that. I really need efficiency, to be honest, more than anything else. Generator efficiency upgrade. Speak of the devil. That's probably what I need. A generator efficiency upgrade. That strikes me as very useful. A beacon... more scouts. So I could have another scouts team exploring the wider world, which might get me more steam cores, which might be exactly what I need. That strikes me as, yeah, more scouts. More scouts in production. If I can get a second scout team out, my scout teams can find more steam cores, then we don't die. Okay? Good plan, right? Mm-hmm. That strikes me as a good plan. Right, Claire, over to you while we wait for the scouts to get back.
Absolutely. Shout out to Thomas Richer, who gave us 2 bazillion reais and said, John never changes. And I would like to point out that he said that twice, because he clearly...
I love your Ron... That's a great Ron Perlman impression. He sounds just like that.
Yeah, that's exactly why I said it like that. Totally. Shout out to Mr. Face Rock, who gave us £2 and said, John, if more people freeze, they won't need to eat.
That's actually a very good point.
Ta-da!
That's an excellent point. We should just let more people freeze. Good.
Shout out to Kurt, who gave us 200 Norwegian krona and said, my little cat, Michelle, aka Furry Fat Furball, is approximately 5 hours into testing a new dog bed. Kitty was adopted at age 4 about 12 years ago. She's lost a fang and she's kind of deaf, but still happy and hungry. I like hearing like people's pet stories. It's really nice. And by the way, just to reassure all of you, during the break, I did in fact go and smoosh my face in Tabby's fur and give her a pet from all of you.
Oh, good.
So she was very happy about that.
I just updated some of the tents to actual proper bunkhouses, so more people get proper places to live. Just continuing the slow upgrade of the city. And in all fairness, it's working pretty well, because at this point there's very few people getting ill these days, even though it's minus 30, so it's not as warm as it might be. Though the cold snap is coming, we're about to hit minus 40 again, but this time I think we're ready for it.
Okay, Daraval says you should look into like 1 coal thumper and 2 gathering posts. That makes a really good combination.
To constantly be producing.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what the coal thumper does? I thought it produced new coal, like these things, but no, it produces new just kind of coal sitting out in the open, does it?
Yeah, I think they were saying the difference between the coal mine and the coal thumper is the coal mine you dig into the ground,
yeah.
It has to be a deposit, and the thumper just creates a pile for people to
pick up. Now, in all fairness, I don't think that's the best thing for me to do, because I'm looking to build a second coal deposit, and actually have a proper coal mine over there instead.
At that deposit over there, yeah.
Yeah, this one. So I'm just going to have double coal mine rather than a coal thumper. I'm just going to bypass the thumper and just go into go into double mine. And I think that's better for me, given I've already got the road already set up in that direction, etc, etc, etc. And in just 2 hours, I will actually have the ability. And actually, as it's free time when the scout's going to arrive, that means... In fact, why is the robot taking so long to get here? I swear that robot feels like he's not moving. Maybe he is, it's just because this guy's got minutes and this guy's days and hours, so it just looks like he's not moving. But yeah, I'll have the robot working in the new place, and then we'll have plenty of coal. And now that the day's over, coal's going to start going down, but we should have enough coal to make it through the night. And in the free time, people should build the new thing.
Doesn't require any steam cores, and it's infinite coal. Okay, so shout out to Daraval again, and shout out to CPU Purple Heart for letting us know that. So yeah, if you want to go coal thumper once your reserves of coal are done, then you don't need a steam core, and it can just keep going, so it's quite good.
I see the advantages, but I do have a new steam core arriving like literally in 30 minutes.
Sure thing.
And with the upgraded hunters and the triple hunter teams, I should have just enough food to survive.
Okay, Keegan says you should look at extended shifts. You can switch it in the building panel. People work in their free time, but it's less discontent than emergency shifts.
I think we're okay without that for the time being. We're just about holding on. So okay. I can build a new coal mine right here. Yes.
John Lucy says children can gather coal, but not work in the mine. So the coal thumper plus 2 gathering posts is better because you can have children work in it.
I am aware of said thing, yes.
Okay.
And then we've now got, we've got an operational path leading out to that. So now people will go and build the new coal mine, and then we'll have plenty of coal. And hopefully by the time it's built, the robot will arrive, and the robot can work in the new coal mine tomorrow.
Okay, well, shout out to Sotlid, who gave us $20 and said this feels like too cheap for the thousands of hours of entertainment that you've given me, but thanks for the company while I cook, game, work, and study. Now I'm just gonna go.
And Claire is running off because somebody has come to say hello to us. Somebody is at our door. Claire is going to figure out who it is. So let's see what we got going on here. I've got hang on. The team has arrived back, obviously, which means I can now redeploy the team because the robot's on his way. It's free time. And then the team has got large convoy. The weather station, which for some reason... Okay, tall building with some peculiar devices on the roof. Likely a weather station set up by the scientists from Winterhome. Or a large convoy. Several vehicles...
BRB, you occupy them for a minute.
What? Okay, Claire's just gone. Claire's just going.
Is that okay? I've got to go.
Yeah, go. So, apparently, Claire doesn't love you anymore. Claire's just going because she doesn't love you. So let it always be remembered that John loves you. John stays. John is always here for you. But Claire is flighty. Flighty like a bird. Like a skittish bird. Like imagine if Tabby had wings. That's basically Claire. Like at the first sign of trouble, she'll just be off. Like, you know that bit in a zombie film where, like, you know, one person falls to the ground and, like, you know, the selfish businessman or the vice president and be like, leave him, we need to save ourselves. That's Claire. That's Claire right there. Claire is the vice president in 28 Days Later. Wait, no. That's the film about the zombies. I was thinking The Day After Tomorrow. That's, like, my favourite bad film ever. The CGI wolves in it are amazing. Right, so we can see people move between them and smoke around a campfire. I'm going to leave that because I don't want people. I want stuff. So I'm going to the weather station. So I'm going to deploy the... I'm going to deploy the scout team. So, no, not you. No, come out. Okay, scouts team. You deploy there. It's going to take you a while to get there. Actually, I could just go to the gloomy cave. It is closer. Yeah, actually, that's probably better. Can I... Oh, I've already cancelled you. Can I cancel your orders? Can I cancel your orders? No, never mind. I'm just going to send them over there. That's probably for the better anyway. Right. Keep it all ticking along. Keep ticking along. And just don't tell Claire the things I said, by the way. She doesn't need to know. She just... You know, she knows what she did. She knows what she is. Terrible person that she is. She knows. She knows. But then... no, here she comes. Here she comes, and she'll just... Now she wants to come swanning back into your life. Like a swan, if you will. She is flighty like a bird when she leaves, and then she'll swan back into your life like a swan when she comes back. And she'll pretend I'm being the asshole about all of this. She'll complain I'm the one that's being the asshole. But no, you've just seen Claire's true colours. True white and orange with a bit of black like a swan.
What? Oh my god.
That's Claire, right there. That's Claire.
John, wait for Claire. All hail Queen Claire.
I think you've all got the wrong... You've got
all heretics who oppose Claire shall be purged.
I think you've all got the wrong end of the stick from my Claire discussion. I think you've misunderstood.
Oh my god, what did you say?
Okay, I just want you to read completely out of context some of your favourite comments. What's going on right now?
Claire John is being mean. Junk or riot. Did Claire take a blanket? I assume she's evacuating. Don't tell John.
Oh,
what?
dear.
What?
Ooh, fighting arenas. People mention that. And that does actually reduce discontent. Yeah, go on then.
I'm very sorry. There was a thing. And I had to attend to the thing.
Oh, was it a book delivery?
No, sadly no.
Ah, very well. Right,
Swans are bastards. Very, very true, Chris.
We were just talking about swans, Claire, and nothing more.
Sometimes YouTuber says, we love you, Claire. Sometimes YouTuber gave us £2 and says, we love you, Claire. With some, like, cute ghost hugging emoji.
Oh.
So there you go.
And then we've also got, wait, what's this one? Storage near capacity. Well, storage is at capacity, actually. So yeah, right now we've got... Is there anything I can really do with all this wood? Because, like, I don't know, I don't need to build any more housing. What can I build with more wood? Like, people give me ideas for, like, if there's anything I need to do with wood. Like, I guess I could just put an extra medical post down in case I ever, like, needs it in future. Or I could actually, I've got spare people. I guess I could have, like, more hunters. Yeah, screw it. We're just going to have more hunters on Hunter Lane over here. So we're just going to have more hunters and just more hunters. Yeah, screw it. So we'll just have more hunters because more people will probably be coming around here. This is just Hunter Lane. We can demolish these later. I mean, that is literally just for... That's just wood. And it gives people jobs to do. And food is a bit of a problem right now. It's probably not the worst thing in the world to do. Especially as, like, gathering out in the field is not happening right now. In fact, absolutely, as tomorrow is actually cold day. Any moment now, the temperature might drop to -40.
You can make a charcoal kiln and turn wood into coal.
Ah, so I've seen that tech. Yeah, that's tech I need to research, however. But yes, I have seen that.
Yeah,
that's
and that was
clever.
Yeah, and thank you to CPU Purple Heart and sometimes YouTuber for that one.
Yeah, that's sensible. I saw that one dot around here. It's in resources, isn't it? Yeah, charcoal kiln. Right
Colin
here.
has a very, very important question about our overlord Tabby.
Yes.
Is Tabby actually a tabby cat, by the way?
She's a very classic tabby.
She's a very pretty tabby.
She is basically just like, if you just literally were to like look up like, you know, a picture of a tabby cat in Wikipedia, she'd pretty much be like, she has all the typical traits of a tabby cat. She's a very classic tabby. She doesn't have like any form of like mixed in colours, like, you know, white socks or like black legs or anything like that. She is an absolute classic tabby cat.
Now I'm googling pictures of tabby cats and they're so cute.
Yeah. And it is indeed -40. So let's get the temperature thing on right now. So yeah, the problem that we've got here now is, people, what are we going to do about this? Because now all my buildings are chilly, even the ones with the heaters on. I can research improved heaters, or I could improve, well, I could try and research the blibbly blobbly blue. You know what I mean. You probably don't. I could try and research the Steam hubs business, but if I do that, I don't really have enough space for all of them everywhere. In fact, what I should probably do is, I don't need... Okay, this place I'm just going to switch off. This place is going to be switched off. This sawmill does not need to be on right now. We're at full capacity. So rather than risking people getting sick, I'm going to turn that off. And as soon as we're done with the Scout, I'm going to try and get the Steam core in. And the Steam core is going to... Oh, we've got plenty of food being converted into soup right now. Yeah. Okay, we've now got enough food rations that we're surviving on a day-to-day basis. We are now okay. For the minute. The hunters are coming in with their improved weapons and giant piles of hunter gear. And we're alright. So... let's just stockpile a bit of food. I may have been like a little bit, you know, over the top with the additional hunting things. I think I'm actually going to cancel one of them just to get the wood back because I don't actually need it. One additional hunter thing should be plenty of food.
Did you say we're at capacity for wood?
We're at capacity for wood, yes.
So don't destroy your thing.
Yeah, but I don't. It's not because I want the wood back. It's just there's no point having people committed to it.
You literally said it was to get the wood back.
Well, that was just me misspeaking.
Can you not just not turn it on?
I could just not turn it on, but then it's just like it's messy and I don't like it.
Okay.
We're momentarily going to have the second scout team ready to go. I can then deploy that scout team out towards the gloomy cave, and we can therefore search a lot more quickly for more steam cores, and then we'll be absolutely fine. But we're at -40 right now, so I imagine the illness is going to start like getting up a lot faster. And there we go. We got the more scouts. Right, more scouts has been researched. Over here too. Oh, do I want the steam hub, or do I want the charcoal kiln? No, we'll be okay with double thing. We don't need the kiln. That's just a way of disposing. I want the steam hub now because the steam hub will actually let us heat up these 2 buildings. And then if I can just heat up these 2 buildings, and then also, that will be a good spot for me to lay other buildings that also need heat away from, that can't be fit elsewhere. So more scouts, more scouts, more scouts, more scouts. So I need 5 workers to do that. Okay. Where have we got 5 workers? Ah, we've got 5 workers in a building that doesn't actually need to be doing that much right now. So, new scout team, activate. New scout team has been activated. Deploy scout team 2 to the gloomy cave. Okay, so now I've got 2 scout teams on the go simultaneously. That's working a lot better. So scout team 2 has been deployed. We only need to survive 2 days before the temperature goes up. Only 1 level, still only -30. So after that nice period of -20 at the beginning of the game, we've never had it that high since. We didn't know how good we had it. What we can, however, do is, this building's not doing anything right now. Deploy the engineers into that building, and that should get our coal supplies up. Now, with these 2 buildings running simultaneously, oh yeah, now the coal is going up during the day fast enough, especially once the robot gets here, that we'll be absolutely fine. If anything, the robot's going to be kind of surplus to what we need.
What are you talking about? The robot is not going to be surplus. It's going to get worse and worse. We're going to need the flipping robot.
I'm changing I've just changed the workshop over to extended shifts to increase the, increase that.
This being said, we are doing well on Discontent and Hope.
Discontent is fine. In fact, actually, because steel, that's the only... I've only got 1 steel production facility. Steel is also being moved over to the extended shift, and Discontent is still fine regardless. So that means the amount of steel we'll be getting in per day is going to be much higher. Wood is well under control. Food is good. I can't put the hunters onto extended shifts. They just go out overnight. Coal is coming in very, very fast. We've got plenty of coal. Yes.
For the hunters, you can upgrade them. You can do some research and upgrade them so that you need fewer of them.
I've already given the hunters their upgrade. There might be more of them, but I have given them 1 upgrade already.
Yeah, because CPU Purple Heart says.
There's more down here in tier 2. I see it. Yeah.
That it could reduce the number of hunters per hut to 10 people only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I can see the sense in that. But equally, that's how much is that going to cost to unlock? 75 and 25. Yeah, go on then. I can unlock tier 2 next time potentially.
Also, Dylan says to tell you to build some more storage and get those steam hubs up.
How do I build storage?
Because you need to solve that slow steel production.
There's a resource depot. I can just build more resource depots. I see no reason why that doesn't just basically go out over here in the middle of nowhere. Like, presumably a resource depot doesn't need to be, like, anywhere warm or anything. Like, I see that. That can just be right here next to that. And we can build 2 of them next to each other. So that's fine. So 2 resource depots, which will actually let us have significantly more wood and coal stored up. I think we will actually be able to store up quite a bit there. If actually 2 is excessive. Let's just have the steel for something else there. But that will be absolutely fine. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, Mr. Face Rock was saying, is there any chance we could get some close-up of the buildings and roads, please? The design looks really great.
I can't get any closer. I mean, I'm trying. This is the closest let me zoom in. If I zoom right out, it takes me out to map. Then I can get out as far as this, and then I can zoom in like to here. I can't see how I'm allowed to get in any closer because I can't tilt the camera. And that's just moving the camera. So I don't think I can get any closer than this. But it's very pretty and striking and distinctive, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's really cool. It looks really cool. Anyway, shout out to Jared, who gave us $10 and said, first stream I've caught in a while and work's picking up, meaning I can toss in a well-deserved and overdue donation. You guys keep me sane when I'm not stressing over which series to rewatch next.
Excellent.
Yes, indeed.
And also, because we've got enough food for the time being, I'm going to move us back over to standard from soup. I think we can just about afford that. And now I can build a steam hub. Now, I'm going to do that immediately.
Where should he put it?
Over by the two facilities that are both really cocking cold. That's my starting point. So it's going to affect, if I put it about here, that affects
all three, doesn't it?
Yeah, that affects, well, it doesn't need to affect this one, but these two buildings need to be affected.
Yeah.
And if I put it here, then I can put like extra housing along here as well. So I feel like if I put it like about here, there we go. There, that one's affected. And in addition, I can build a whole bunch of extra housing along here if I need to build more housing out here. So I think that's a good use for my steel right there. So people can build that. These two buildings will become heated. In fact, actually, I can then probably turn off the internal heating. It won't be required anymore. And as a result, and then I can probably build another one out here to cover the cookhouse and this coal mine. Though actually, and then I could have the robot working in the steelworks, and then it doesn't matter that it's cold. Boom. Job done. Some people might be annoyed that I've taken the jobs and given them to robots, but probably under this circumstance, not so much. Yeah, if I can just get the double thing down there, that will actually be beautiful. That will work really, really nicely indeed. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that layout, and yeah, it's very pretty at night. There's lots of roads and lanterns on these days. Very, very good indeed. I'm not sure what we're really getting, like, how we're lighting up all of this, all these lanterns, but we just are. Just magic. Right, charcoal kiln. Get that in production. People were mentioning the charcoal kiln. That's definitely a good idea. Yes.
MacLeod says if you build anything on the wood that you haven't gathered yet, it will destroy that stockpile of it. You won't be able to use it later.
That's a bit unfortunate, but that's fine. There's plenty of it over here.
Can't you gather it first and then build on that spot anyway?
I could, but I don't think I can. Oh, that's cute. It melts the snow.
Yeah, okay, that is adorable.
Yeah, but I don't need to worry about it yet, because I can just put... I'm going to put an extra... I'm going to get this place back up to full capacity, and then we'll just basically start working on this.
Keegan says a steam hub will be useful wherever you run the automaton, as it has to recharge every 6 hours, and we'll have to walk back to the generator, and it's slow.
Sorry, it needs to do what?
It needs to recharge.
Oh, bloody hell, it's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we'd torn it apart now. It's bloody terrifying. Look at that monstrosity. Ugh. It's kind of cool, but it's also scary. Right, I've got an automaton.
Dylan wants to know if we've come up with a name for the city yet. Are you just calling it Johnville?
I'm not sure it even has a name.
Oh, well, Daraval says in-game it's called New London.
Is it? Oh, cock, it's massive as well. Look how fucking massive it is. Sorry. Really big. It's called the Bronze Laplander, and I can demolish it anytime I want for a steam core. Excellent.
And what else? There was a lot of other things that you could get apart from the steam core.
Yeah, a bunch of steel, bunch of wood, bunch of coal. The rest of it not so important.
I mean, if it gets, drastic.
So I'd say what we do is we turn off the heater in the steelworks, and we deploy him to that. So he has now been deployed over there. And also, word of advice, using automatons. Our first automaton is operational, help our economy greatly. Automatons can replace entire manual labour crews. They work around the clock with short breaks to refuel at the generator. We can research upgrades to raise efficiency and capability. So you just head over there. Try not to step on anyone while you're doing it. And as soon as you are... Yeah, now it's just generating 2.4 steel an hour forever.
Yeah, but you need to build a steam hub near it so that it can recharge?
No, I think it just goes to the generator here. It just goes to the central generator. I'm not sure it can do anything else. But that's fine. I'll just keep an eye on it and I'll see how it does. and as a result, yeah, it's now just basically working constantly, and I just get stealing constantly. And now I need to use that steel to put an extra heating hub around here, and then I'll have extra, and then I can have extra housing and extra buildings in that part of the world as well. In fact, actually, one thing I do think I need to build here is people. The fighting arena requires 10 steel. So very, very soon indeed, I will be up to 10, and then I can actually have a fighting arena, and I can put the fighting arena in the newly heated up area by the coal mine and the sawmill. And then it will be nice and toasty. Actually, does the fighting arena need to be... I think that needs to be in a heated area, otherwise people are a little bit on the annoyed side, if I recall correctly, because I'm pretty sure there is a heater on, and he just goes around the back of the steelworks and just works there. It's great. So yeah, we'll build ourselves...
I think the chat has decided to rename that massive robot the Bronze Lap Dancer.
The Bronze Lap Dancer, great. Right, so we're out of steel, but that's fine. We've got ourselves a fighting arena. So now, tomorrow evening, discontent will be lowered by burly men going and punching the hell out of each other. Because reasons. Now, we've also got a gloom... Oh, not survivors! Boo! We hear terrified shrieks coming from a cave uphill. We come closer, there are polar bears. We've discovered a crash site. Leave the bears alone.
There's a steal around.
We will either leave the bears alone, in which case the bears will kill the survivors, or we will risk attacking the bears, and the people in the cave will live. The scouts will escort them to our city if they survive. And we get ourselves 3 children, 19 engineers, 12 adults, and something. A mysterious symbol. It looks like a hammer and like some form of... I think it's communism. I think they're bringing us communism. I'm going to risk attacking the bears, because that's the heroic thing to do. We had to help the survivors. The people in the cave joined them together. They drove the bears away. Unfortunately, the scouts did die from their injury. Oh, wow. And the people they saved went towards the city. In all fairness, we sacrificed 5 workers for basically, like, you know, we've got, like, 19 coming in or something.
Well, now you're not at scout cap anymore, though. You can build a new scout team, can't you?
And also there's just a journal as well.
Nice.
Oh, that's just a journal indicating what did happen if you want to know what happened in the past. Fine. So they're heading on their way, and now if I want to, presumably, I can now recruit a new...
Sorry.
Yes?
You know the fighting arena?
Yes.
Daraval says you didn't read the description properly. It needs houses in its area of effect to work.
Okay, well, I'll build houses around it.
Okay.
Cock.
Well, you'll need houses for the new communist.
Or I could just... Actually, you know what? I could just demolish... If it hasn't been built yet, which it hasn't been, screw it. I'm going to cancel it. And then I'll just build it over here, close by to, like, all the houses. Yeah. So every night, fight will be on to lowering discontent. It doesn't say that in the description. It does not say that at all.
Yeah, but, I mean, I bet he knows what he's talking about, because, like, yeah, this person specifically has been giving us a lot of good advice.
I mean, I see what they mean, because it has a radius around it. So if I just put it here right in the middle, it overlaps with 10 bajillion houses. So that's probably a good idea to put it right in the middle, close by to 10 bajillion houses. So I see the sense in that, fine. And then loads of people will be affected by that. And presumably, therefore, more people attending the fighting arena means more people like have the discontent lowers by a greater extent. So that strikes me as not a terrible thing at all. Now, I need to get 5 workers out of the way. We've also got spare flipping. Okay, get these workers down. And get these workers up, and then I can immediately just create a new scout team. Don't ask what happened to the last scout team. There's a crash site, or over here there's large convoy. Head to the crash site instead. Deploy team 2 in that direction. Lovely. So yes, scout team... Oh, we're not renaming them scout team 2. Now there's scout team 1 and scout team 3. No one asked what happened to scout team 2. They were eaten by bears. It was very heroic. They were heroically eaten. Eaten in the most heroic way possible. And the fighting arena has been built. In fact, hope's really high right now. It's great. And hopefully... Yeah, do I actually need to... Yeah, back in the version I played originally, you actually had to man that. But apparently not. Now, instead, you need to... Now it's just a passive thing. And spectators is, yeah, the people who are at present close by to it by night. I'm not sure why it's cold, though. It's literally by the generator, so it really shouldn't be. And now, during the day, the amount of coal should just absolutely fly up. And over in our new resource depot, which is Why is it flashing
The
red?
storage depot is not working, says Delta Commander, because you have to choose the resource you want to increase. You need to set a resource for a stockpile. It's not doing anything right now, says Keegan.
Wood. Can I only have one thing in it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. That's not how the first one works. The first one you get holds, like, everything.
But that's a bunkhouse, not a storage depot.
There's one around here somewhere. Cause you start with one. Here, this one.
Stockpile's not a storage depot.
Okay, fine. That's why that's not doing anything. Fine. So the next ones you build aren't the same. They're different. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Well, we're actually on a flipping surplus of food right now. We're doing really well on the food, so I might actually need to. Well, you know what? We've got more people coming in, so they'll want to eat when they arrive. Selfish bastards. So we probably don't need to worry too much about a surplus of food. That will be eaten up given time. In fact, actually, I may as well have. How many people are arriving right now? About 20, 30 odd. Well, that's fine. I can slap down some additional housing immediately. In fact, I can get down. I only get down one here. Get down one here. This hut I'm going to demolish because it's not in the right place and it's blocking up a tier 2 spot. So I'm going to demolish that. I'm going to build a new hut out here. Food Hunter's Hut can be way out here in the Hunter's Hut street. So it just gathers with all the others. And once that goes down, I think there should be room for like 2 new houses. And that's housing, all the housing I need for the new people who are about to arrive. And everything is actually surprisingly under control. Everything seems to me to be surprisingly fine. And ooh, Claire.
Yeah,
the bronze lap dancer. Do you think it's getting a little bit too intimate with the steel foundry there? No, as we're watching it, it feels shy now. It can't perform while it's being observed. I think it was. I don't want to speculate.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, what Keegan was saying is you don't need a Steam hub next to where the lap dancer is doing its thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
With the coal thing.
Yeah,
but
I wasn't planning to. Yeah.
It needs recharging, so it's going to move to like the nearest source of energy to recharge, and it walks really slowly. So if you wanted to make it more efficient, then you could build something next to it.
What do I need to build that could recharge at? Like any source of heat? Anything that produces heat at all?
Sorry, I have a friend whose surname is Keegan, so I am immediately saying she, but I don't know. Actually. But yeah, they were saying... I think they were saying Steam Hub, but I'll let them confirm. And in the meantime, shout out to Thomas Richter again, who gave us 5 Brazilian reais. It's been requested in chat that I keep saying the word Brazilian, even though I can't say it properly. But he says, when John does the sploosh vision, does he become the Predator?
Okay, this is
best movie. This is just
getting weirder now. Now he's humping the generator.
Steam hubs or the generator recharge, it says a sometimes YouTuber. Also, Redham wants you to stop king shaming the hardworking robot, John.
It's not my fault it's humping the generator. It's really awkward.
Also, there's a few people in chat going, John, do you know its name is Laplander, not Lap Dancer? We do know that. However, Lap Dancer is much funnier.
Yeah, it's much funnier. Agree. And I need this guy to hurry up and do this whole business because I need to make a charcoal kiln. And in order to do that, I need 20 steel.
But this is why you build the Steam Hub, because,
Actually, it's nowhere near as bad as people say, because look, I'm gaining steel right now, so the moment he's recharged and he starts walking, technically the factory is working, even though he's not actually standing next to it, because I've got no other source of steel, so I know that's him. So actually, he only has to make the journey one way while he's not working, the other time he is working. So it's not quite as bad as it initially looks. And in addition, speaking of that, I need to just get some more bunk houses down. And we have also got some tech that needs to be done. The charcoal kiln is ready to go. Finally get the hothouse underway. Not enough steel Need 10 steel just to begin that research. So, well, that's fine. It's free time now anyway, so they wouldn't be doing anything at this exact moment in time. But as soon as we get 10 steel, I wouldn't mind having... I would like to get the steel in a bit faster. Like, I suppose like you could probably manually change it to, like, have, during the day, humans work in the steel, and then the moment it's night, you then deploy the robots.
I'm not sure that's how the robot works, though, because you'd have to do it by hand.
Yeah, I'd have to manually do that every single day, but that's probably the way to get the most steel. Like, if you just have humans working during the work shift, and then have robots working. Though it's kind of annoying you can't actually do just like rolling shifts. If you've got enough workers, why wouldn't you be able to do rolling shifts?
Yeah, no, that is
where you have 3
weird.
groups of workers on 8 hours each.
Yeah.
Like, you know, plenty of factories do that.
I mean, that's the thing that existed in, like, say, Surviving Mars, for
yeah,
instance,
exactly.
and that works.
And we've got ourselves the weather station, and that gets me, please give me a steam core. And we've managed to pick up scientist notes predict the great cold is going to get much worse. Oh, balls. What's more troubling is the observation ended abruptly months ago. There's also not a can of Spam, not even a crumb of bread left in the pantry. That's fine. But we can see the city of Winterhome from the roof of the weather station. That gets me 114 on the... Was that coal? I think that's coal. And 1 steam core. Take the resources. Now, I can bring those home, or I can actually, you know, I'm going to go to Winterhome, because I want to actually go and visit Winterhome while we're actually during the stream, and then we'll probably wrap things up after we visit Winterhome.
I mean, yeah,
but I would like to actually get to Winterhome and, like, you know, visit it.
We might have to, I don't know, do you think we'll do another part, or...?
I don't necessarily think so. I think this is a good one-off.
Because, I mean, we both assumed that we'd just die.
Yeah, I assumed we'd just die pretty quickly. We've done alright. I mean, we haven't done, you know, the best or anything.
No.
I think we've done okay. Stop it, you weirdo! I think we've done okay in the end after a bit of a shaky start. I think we've done fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, in great part thanks to the chat, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
And since we're at it, shout out to Obstinate Geek. Sorry, words are really hard. Obstinate Git, which I like as a username, who gave us 500 Danish kroner, and said and asked if the cult of Claire has already been officially upgraded to the cult of Psychic Claire at the minute. And I think, you know, I mean, it was always like that, much like the tabbies, we always kind of, you know, had latent abilities. They've just been brought to the forefront. Because I'm so gifted.
You're not that gifted.
I'm so gifted.
Not
Shout
that
out
gifted.
to Jonathan, who gave us $10 and said, many a true nerd, I just wanted to say that I found your channel because of the Fallout Frost series. Will you start Burnout Paradise Remastered when Frost ends? You are close to the ending.
That would be quite a shift. It's like, nope, we're cancelled out. We no longer do any fun on this channel. Now we're a Burnout channel. I may well look at Burnout at some point, but it's definitely, I really doubt it would be a full series. And I really doubt that it would be you know, replacing Fallout. So maybe, but not quite in that way, I think. And the survivors have reached the city, and there's already enough housing for them. So actually, everything's looking good.
Also, people in the chat want to let you know that it's kind of sweet that you think it's really like cold and terrible now, and that you were, you know, surprised by this report that we got, because it gets down to minus 120 degrees by the end. There's some big events coming in.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fun. That's fun. Minus 100 cocking 20.
Well, Keegan obviously wants you to keep playing this, or play again in another stream, because you haven't gotten to the religious executing or declaring yourself God King yet. Shout out to Megaraptor, who gave us another $20.
Oh, is she back from work?
Yeah, and said,
hello,
hi John,
Megaraptor.
hi Claire, how are you doing? Discord said that John is making a bunch of mistakes and that there is panic. Also, Thomas, I think this is your cue to pimp the Discord in chat, which Thomas has now done.
Oh, we're at the crash site.
It's all lies. We're doing fine.
Explore the crash site, which may have raw food in it, which is good. Plenty of priceless surprise in the wrecks of the expedition. Searching among the crates scattered in the snow behind the wrecks, we found the bodies. They're tangled together in a frozen mass. As if these people were trying to find a bit of warmth just before they died. We do nothing, not even bury them. Resources will be taken back, including raw food. I think we're cannibalising without even really discussing it.
Ooh, apparently the lowest it actually gets is minus 150. Ugh.
Nice.
Dark Flash says I would suggest reaching the point of finding the other settlement.
We are getting there.
Special,
we're
and that would be a good end.
We're 8 hours away from reaching the other settlement.
I know
we are
they're
literally
agreeing
on
with
the
you.
way.
If you would let me read the whole thing.
No, I'm just going to demolish things. Demolish. Demolish.
Like,
Demolish. Demolish. Demolish.
Stop shouting! I'm gonna scare Tabby Cat.
No, okay. So if I might scare Tabby Cat, I'll stop.
Okay, good.
It's too important we don't scare Tabby.
Very important.
Oh, also, what's going on at the fighting arena? Presumably it's fighting arena time these days. So that opens at... Okay, we've had 24 spectators in the last 4 days. So loads of people have gone along to the fighting arena, which is really, really good indeed. And yeah, discontent is looking really good and low. And permanent modifiers, 66 people living near a fighting arena. So yeah, actually, discontent is pretty good. We're fulfilling promises, we're doing all sorts of other things. And search for the others, find another settlement. We are doing that right now. We've got 4 different dedicated full-strength hunter teams currently out and about, so that all works nicely, and that seems to be producing enough food to keep us going, even though we are actually producing yeah, we're actually trying to produce good quality standard meals and nothing else. Actually, I'm really confused how it even works at minus 150, because at minus 150, like, even if you were like literally right by the generator and had additional heaters, like, how is anyone still alive? Because like, it seems like one level of heating is equivalent to like offsetting 10 degrees C. So I'm not quite sure how you'd even manage to survive at minus 100, minus 150, unless of course like it doesn't strictly treat it as like a temperature thing. It's just like levels of risk once you're outside of heat. It just means leaving the heat is a lot more dangerous. Full stop. Speaking of which, it is a tiny bit warmer, which is nice, and we should soon. Yeah, you see. Okay, what I'm going to do now is now it's work time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the automaton off, and I'm going to whack up the number of people to maximum. And I'm going to turn on the heater as well, just to make it livable, which is fine. And we're going to see, as a result of that, what should happen now is, that's now producing 4 an hour, which is much higher. So we're getting steel in at a lot more of an accelerated rate. This guy can now just basically go and work in this sawmill over here, because why shouldn't he? And then he literally just stabs himself into the generator. Very odd. And then, yeah, after it gets to night, I'll redeploy him over here, and that's the fastest way to get steel in, at least while it's minus 30, because then with a single basic heater on, we're fine. So I think that's what we're going to do. It's time for another law, by the way. And I've already done the fighting laws. I could build a pub. That sounds nice. So patrons of the pub are less discontented. Hope rises slightly. I'll have to build the damn thing. Okay, well, I'll gladly do that. So a public house shall be built by flipping law, apparently. And presumably the public house has... Does the public house have an actual radius? Or... That doesn't appear to have a radius.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Unlike the other thing, that doesn't have a radius,
I don't know.
no.
Can they not walk to the pub?
I don't know. One would assume they should be able to. So in which case the pub can just basically go over, like over here or something.
Oh, John, by the way, they mentioned you built that steam hub right on top of the road. I don't know if people can still get to the pub. Or is there a...
That shouldn't be a problem, should it?
Is there 2 roads, one next to the other?
There are actually 2 roads there, yes.
So weird.
I'm going to build the pub out here so that people after a hard shift at the coal plant can get over there and it's still in the warmth. So that's absolutely fine out that way. So the hunters and the coal miners and the sawmillers can all get out that way.
Anyway, shout out to Unmorbid, who gave us $5 and said, "Good stream, guys, but thank you so much for Skyrim. It wasn't just a game, it was a dark, twisted, epic love story for the ages."
I was glad that we did that. I thought it worked out.
So good.
I thought it worked out very well.
I mean, lovely's not the word for it, but I still did really like it.
I think it worked out very nicely. And I'm going to build the charcoal kiln over here because I'm going to build a new steam hub over here as well. So the charcoal kiln can convert our excess wood, of which we have quite a lot, into more coal, which we're constantly going to be needing. So that's going to be right there. And then I'll just shove down a steam hub over here at some point. I do like having the giant robot just stamping around my city. That is quite good, though. And then as soon as I've got the steel for it, I think is it 30 or is it 20 steel you need for a steam hub? Health, hang on, where is it? Steam hub, 20 steel. So we should easily have that within work time, because with an actual full proper working crew at the steelworks, they're bringing in 4 an hour. So that will be with us in like 2.5 hours. That's well within work time, especially as this place runs at... Yeah, I'm going to have this place run to an extended shift, which I'm fine with. And then the robot just covers the period the humans aren't working. So that strikes me as the most efficient way to make any facility work. Humans work an extended shift, and then the robots step in. And this expedition travels faster than travelling... oh, that's cute. If an expedition is travelling a route you've already been along, it's faster because they know the way and they've already, like, trodden it and whatever.
That's nice.
That's cute. There's just a lot of really well thought through, fun touches to this game. And we've reached Winter Home. We've reached Winter Home. So... Search for the others, Winter Home. We climbed up to the edge of the city. We stood there speechless, staring at the scene of devastation. It's a city of the dead. Most of the buildings are destroyed. The generator has exploded. Alright. What have we just found? The fall of Winter Home. The streets of the ruined city are littered with scores of dead bodies. The City Chronicle describes the shortage of food, citizens' increasing despair, following squabbles, riots, and descent into anarchy. Fight for dwindling resources and the eventual starvation. The last entry, God forgive us, we're eating our dead, there's no hope. We've discovered the Snowcliff and the American camp, which is interesting given we're in, like, somewhere north of Britain. But we do get 2 steam cores, which is nice. And hope falls quite significantly because the city exactly like ours completely miserably failed. And also, ooh. Everyone's now gathering, and this place is a deadly trap. We need to get out of here. We should never have left Britain. Well, quite right, too. That's always the case. Oh, Claire the Hope. Claire the Hope.
Oh,
the Hope. The Hope, Claire. We must save ourselves and our children. We must go back where? Go back to the place you abandoned? Winter Home has fallen. They're all dead. How will we survive here without any help? We have to go back to London. There's no hope for... Trust me, the property prices are insane. Alright, you don't want to go back. Property prices is just mental. Someone wants to drop everything and flee to London. Why did you leave London in the first place? Right, we must choose our path, Claire. Okay, people are shaken, racked by fear and doubt. They've lost hope in our chances of survival, which is weird because we're doing actually pretty well. Desperation could quickly push them to commit reckless acts. You have to unite behind a vision of the future. Decide now what will give them purpose and restore hope, or else our city will descend into the chaos that consumed Winter Home. New set of rules become available for order. So, either we become a totalitarian dictatorship, or we could become a theocratic dictatorship.
So, are we gonna make a choice? Are we gonna ask the chat for their opinion?
No, I think we're just gonna set up the tenets of Tabby.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's what they're saying they want anyway.
So, we can now set up things like house of prayer, which leads into shrines, into evening prayers. That leads to sermons, a new ability. People living will gather to pray, which raises their hope. But you have to build 2 house of prayers. That leads into sermons. Hope rises slightly. All sorts of bits and pieces there. So we have got, yeah, theocratic dictatorship purpose. So now we just need to apparently, like, slap down some nice...
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we don't run a democracy anymore over here.
It's not even that difficult, actually. It's 30 wood and 10 steel. So it's actually not even that difficult to set up, really. But you know what? I think actually we should probably wrap things up there. We're coming up on 4 hours. We found Winter Home and discovered apparently it's like, you know, exploded and whatever, which is a bit of a problem. I need to bring these scouts home because we need them to deliver the two steam cores that they've discovered, which is pretty important. But also we discovered the American camp over there. Do you know how we discovered the American camp over there? And this is 2. Are there multiple? No, this guy got to Winter Home and then discovered the American camp over there, which is weird, but that's just what happened. But yes, that's where we will leave things off here. This is Frostpunk. It's excellent. It's very highly recommended as far as I'm concerned. I absolutely think you should give it a look. It's a really fun, interesting game, and like, you know, I've only really like filled up like two kind of tiers, the first tier and then the second circle. Like, if you look in the technology tree and look at like heating, then generator range upgrade gets upgraded again and again. You've got to build, you know, there's a whole bunch of new stuff that started showing up. There's churches and bunkhouses and houses, house redesign, house insulation, infirmaries, improve your hunters.
Apparently you can build a brothel too.
Yep, there's brothels. I saw those. Those were in the demo. In fact, they're called houses. They're called houses of pleasure, Claire. You know, more scouts, more factories for building your own automatons and improving them. And actually, you can actually create optimized prosthetics. So you can turn what people who used to be injured and living in care homes can now just become cyborgs.
That's cool.
Which is pretty darn badass, it must be said. You know, you can start having your own hothouses, industrial hothouses. You know, start growing your own food. There's a lot of stuff you can do, and it's very tense, but it never feels unfair. That's the nice thing about it. Some survival games, it just feels like if you make just like a couple of bad decisions at the beginning, it just feels like the deck is so badly stacked against you, it's not really fair. And I've never felt for one moment that like, this game feels like it's not fair, which I think is really, really cool indeed. So I think it's a really damn good game. Hope you've enjoyed this little stream here. I think we've done all right, and I'm going to leave things off here because I feel like, you know, at this point we're just kind of we're settling into something. You know, we'll bring the Steam course home. My next move would have been to shove down a couple of hothouses. I actually left this space specifically for those hothouses, so we'd have had space within the heat zones for the hothouses. We would have kind of got the churches down. We would have tried to optimize producing the steel. What else is there that we could have built? We could have built like a second steel mill, because I feel like I needed to get steel in a bit faster, to be honest. Wood was just fine. We started converting the wood into charcoal. We got plenty of people to do precisely that. That only requires like 5 people, so that would have been great. Slap down a steam hub right there. Heat up all these buildings, get more and more food, and probably build a new storage. Build a new storage for the food rations.
Okay, Keegan says, John, just a word of warning, it's about to get real unfair.
I'm sure it's about to get really fair. But like, I don't mind if it gets unfair like after a big story event like that, as long as it starts off fair and it's a bit forgiving at the beginning. But like, I think it's a really good game. It's a really good game, and I think we've had a really fun stream with it. But I don't necessarily think that means we necessarily need to, like, you know, see the whole thing through or anything like that.
Okay, what day are we on right now? How far are we in?
We're in day 12.
Because people are saying it's not, like, super, super long. Like, it actually ends on day 40. If you wanted to continue. A lot of people are saying you should continue it. They want to see more.
I'll consider it. Like, I need to wrap up Rome, because I think Rome's going to be wrapped up with the next part. And I do want to do a bit more stuff. I will consider it. I'll consider it.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of series.
Exactly. I kind of want to clear out Rome and then actually do more one-offs, because I like doing like a bit of variety in the live streams. Really I don't really want to jump into another series immediately, so I'll consider it. We'll give it a think. I will give it a think, but I think we'll start to wrap things up there, I would say. Claire, what have you got to say for us?
Well, of course, we can't wrap up without another word from Megaraptor.
Of course.
Who gave us another $20.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
And said, I have to go back to work now. I hope the rest of the stream is good. I'll see you guys later. Also, Thomas is awesome. Claire is awesome. John is awesome. And all hail Tabby.
Huzzah for Tabby.
Huzzah
Damn
for Tabby.
Straight. Damn
Shout
straight.
out to some other guys, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, who gave us $20. Shout out to Cat Burger, who gave us 100 Norwegian krona and said, Claire is John, Claire is level 3 thigh.
Claire's what?
Level 3 psi, like PSI.
Right, okay.
Eric says, I'm late. Eric gave us $10 and said, I'm late to the stream because of getting caught up in Stellaris, the most John thing possible. John has, in fact, done that very thing before. Damn good game.
It's such a good game. They keep making it better. I've just seen the 2.1 notes they've started putting out for what they're planning to do in 2.1. I love the new sound of the little L clusters they're talking about. It's little clusters off the edge of the galaxy that can only be accessed by opening a gateway
Nice.
And like it's secret space that can only be accessed through like L gates, but what's out there? It's the Rachni. It's going to be the Rachni. It's not going to be the Rachni. I'd like it to be the Rachni. It's probably the Rachni or something like the Rachni.
Shout out to Grey Morality, who gave us $10 and said, this is the last stream I'll be able to catch for about another month or so, so I wanted to do another donation. So thank you very much. Tabby, you're
Oh, that's a hungry
darling.
cat. I heard the meow.
Tabby.
Tabby, come and tell the people how hungry you are, despite the fact you're an hour, 10 minutes early for your dinner.
Alright, anyway, shout out to Cody, who gave us $5 and asked if you will play the Spyro remaster when they release, and if so, will it be more in-depth than the Crash video?
Which? Oh, no, I never played Spyro in the first place. And to be honest, like, having done the Crash thing, I basically decided, you know what? Nostalgia properties that matter a lot to some people, irrespective of how well they hold up, I'm just not touching them. So I probably won't do the Spyro remaster, because I feel like fans of Spyro just wouldn't appreciate the view of someone who's not very good at it.
And finally, a few people have asked this throughout the stream, but I've kind of kept the question for the end.
Okay, yeah.
Keep it a bit separate from the rest of it.
Okay, yeah.
Nautilius, along with a bunch of other people, I've asked, hello.
Hello, Tabs.
Hi, Tabs.
Do you want to come in and say hello to the chat?
Hi.
Can you hear that? I'm not sure if you can hear that. Much of that will be picked up by the mic.
I think they've heard that because there's been a lot of Tabby emoji in the chat.
Yeah, that's Tabby. She's decided it's dinner time, despite the fact it's not. Go on, secret question that you've been saving for the end.
Yes, John, would you give us a little bit of a hint on the new Saturday series?
There's not going to be one just for like a couple of weeks or something. I'm still working on it because I wanted... Tonight there's going to be a one-off. It's going to be a really cool one-off. I've played Battletech, which is a really cool game about robots punching other robots in the face. So there's going to be... What's going to happen in the short term is Thrones of Britannia is going to move into the Tuesday and Saturday slot. But that's really short term because the Saga games are really short. So that's not going to be that long at all. Like, there's a one-off tonight. There's going to be the Fallout 3 video is going to be next Saturday. And then, like, either the following Saturday after that or even the Saturday after that. That's when I want to begin the new Saturday series. But, like, for, probably for the next month or so, there's just going to be big, really cool one-offs on Saturday, which is going to kick off with Battletech tonight. So, tonight after the stream, it's going to be Thrones of Britannia, immediately after the stream, and then there's going to be a big Battletech one-off video. And it's going to be, like, what I think is, like, my favourite, biggest, best one-off video of the week is going to go on Saturday. Like, really cool stuff. Like, I've got one plan that's like a really big, well-known classic game from the last generation that I think people are going to really enjoy. Battletech was really cool and I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really fun video. Claire, you edited that one, so you know about that one.
Yeah.
So there's like, you know, I've got some fun one-offs planned for Saturday.
Including the Fallout 3 video.
Including the big Fallout 3 mega video that's next week and decided to let it to the week after because that will never stop happening. And then after that, yeah, then I'll begin the new thing. So the new thing is being planned. It's not imminent. I just want to do some one-offs. Like I was saying earlier, I kind of want to have like a little period where there's a few less series and a bit more one-offs. Because I like the one-offs. They're fun. They're interesting, and lots of people like them. So we'll have a bit more of that. And Claire's trying to vaguely lure Tabby forward.
Well, no, I'm just trying to see if she's still here because she's still meowing.
Uh-huh.
Hi. No, she's like in the living room now. Like she is summoned.
She's summoned us, so she expects us to follow.
Yeah,
right, do you have anything else you need to cover off, Claire?
I don't believe that I do. However, you have to give a little shout out to the new sponsors.
Excellent.
And I think we forgot to do it last week, so we have a couple more people. So I'm very sorry about that.
Of course. Welcome to up to where? All of them.
All of that.
Welcome to Nautilius, to Edward Perkis, to Gummy Bear 64, my favourite N64 game that, to Money Bean, who I've met in person, to Ben J432, to Ice Lord Cryo, and to Dragonated. Dragon 8D?
Dragon 8ed.
Dragon 8 Dragon.
Like being like that's a verb.
Right. Okay.
I think so.
To Dragon 8D.
Or that,
or
whatever, mine makes more sense.
To that, anyway, to that.
Because dragons are very cool.
We literally have to say Thrones of Britannia in a minute. Thrones of Britannia is really damn solid. Really damn solid. I've been having a lot of fun with that one. Tonight I try and sort out my catastrophically terrible economy. And yeah, coming up very, very soon indeed is a bit of a, like, the fun thing about this is because, like, the Viking faction I'm playing as is so good at, like, raiding and sacking, there's a big war in the planning with Wessex that's going to involve a hell of a lot of basically smash and grabbing. It's a really fun, interesting, different Total War. Really recommend that series. And then a one-off coming up in, like, hour and a half, something of that nature. So, we will leave things...
Apparently, Dragon says it's not an AD or whatever, it's just a smiley face.
It's a smiley face. Very well. To Dragon Smiley Face. Hello, welcome aboard, Dragon. Right, so, leave things off there?
Yeah, I think
leave things off there. Marvellous. I think we will wrap up Rome next week and then back into Civ, because I do want to play a bit more stuff. So, we will leave things off there. I will see you then, and hopefully you will join me for Thrones of Britannia and Battletech, 2 very good videos tonight on the main channel. But in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the very excellent Frostpunk. Do very much recommend this one. It's a very, very good game indeed. Very, very fun. I'm glad that we played it. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
ice, ice baby. We're all going to die on account of the ice, ice baby.